That's right. It's Dwarf Fortress time, baby. Oh, look, my curtains are still on. You can, like, see my whole reflection. This is, like, behind the scenes. Okay, show's over. Show's over. Gather round. It's time for Dwarf Fortress. We're going to be joined by ListlessOnion, who's, like, my dwarven guide guru, my dwarf guru. That's what I've put in the description. He's the dwarf guru. And a link to his channel is also in the description, so you should check it out. But let's give him a little bell now. Ring-a-ding-ding. A little ring-a-ding-ding. Yeah, man.
Buonasera. Good evening, everybody.
How's it going?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Yeah, man, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm excited. I'm very excited. So who we got? We got like Michael's in the house first today, with the spider senses tingling. What did you predict it? I mean, I actually we did. There was a little bit of promotion that went down. Tuesday Prime, Bjorn as well. Safe says Dwarf Fortress, huh? Yeah, baby. Liam's in the house. Ethan, safe. Martinez. Big ups. So, big ups everyone. Let's do this. I'm going to press play Dwarf Fortress, right? On this. We've got basically what we've got. We've had a little pre-planning session, haven't we, already? And I've got this lazy noob pack launcher. So I'm gonna press play Dwarf Fortress. And like I give you a bit of background. I've played it maybe. Well, I've never played it. I've watched it being played. Like I would say between 5 and 10 times properly. Like sat down for like over 10 minutes. Like of watching gameplay on 5 or 6 occasions, something like that. So that's about it. Okay, look, we're getting some crazy animation thing here. Let me get to screen capturing now.
Basically, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is going to be jokes. Look at this guy. Okay, so here we are. This is the main menu. Slaves to Armok, God of Blood, Chapter 2, as you said, Dwarf Fortress. Oh, you see, so Slaves to Armok, God of Blood is like, that's like the pre-title. That's not the subtitle. That's the Dwarf Fortress is the subtitle.
Yeah. Let's say like the whole premise is red with blood, and then we get to the game. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, by the way, that history of jealousy and determination, keep an eye out for that, because that changes every time. So every time you launch the game, you have a different thing in there.
Nice.
Just to remind you that a lot of stuff in this game is like it's some people say random. It's not random, it's generated. So it means that there's an algorithm that churns a huge amount of data and numbers and stuff to create a different thing for every game.
So does it start with a seed? The world generation, or how does it start?
Well, I guess, yeah, it has a seed. I don't really know. No, actually, yes, you can. So you don't see it like we are gonna go for the more direct route this time, because if we were to dig in all the advanced parameters, it would just take ages. But yeah, if you do the design new world with advanced parameters, you can set a specific seed. But the only way to have the same exact world as somebody else is either, to copy the save game file, which is a thing that the community does a lot. Like they do this thing called the community forts, where a player plays for one in-game year, then copies the save file and passes it over.
Sick.
But yeah, like otherwise you would have to match the seed and also all the advanced parameters. So
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because you change one small thing, and like the butterfly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna press create new world. Yeah.
Go for it.
Enter. Okay, that looks nice. Welcome to the alpha of Dwarf Fortress. As there's been some, I thought this was gonna be like a bit of story, but this is more like this is just about the game. Okay, fine, whatever. Escape to continue. Okay. Create a world.
And for the people that that don't know, like this is one of those games that has been in development for uh, I don't know, like 15 plus years, probably more.
Mm. Yeah,
From the same
17.
person.
I think it was from
17,
last
yeah.
time I heard someone say it. I don't know how
Like
old that video was that I was watching when that person said it though.
yeah, like things like this, like you may not like some or even all of it. It might not be your jam, but this is a work of love, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking medium world size, or should we go small?
I would
It,
say between small and medium is still pretty good. I've also played on smaller sometimes. It's just a little bit more constrained in the number of situations that can happen. But small or medium, like large, will take an inordinate amount of time to get a few hundred years of history
yeah.
in.
Yeah. Okay. Um. Let's
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 try. Let's go for medium. If we see that it takes a long time,
yeah.
we just stop it.
Let's go
And
for
yeah,
medium. I think my computer should be fine. History. I'm just gonna leave everything else medium. Yeah. Is that
yeah,
fine, or is
that's
there any of these you would recommend we?
pretty much your safe bet. I mean, the only thing you might want to maybe amp up a little bit is mineral occurrence, just to make mining a little bit more interesting.
So just put that onto frequent instead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Fine.
Like
Go.
I wouldn't recommend putting, I don't know, natural savagery to very high for a first game.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so this looks like a nice world. So is this the entire world we're looking at now? Like
This
the
would be
most zoomed
your
out view.
entire. So it's the entire world that you're gonna play potentially um, in Dwarf. Well, not in Fortress mode,
I'm
because
so excited.
this is basically generating the history. So the things that in a normal game would exist outside of even what you play with, right? So this is saying, okay, there's this planet. We are only interested on the part that apparently has the South Pole and
Yeah.
then goes up until a certain point. We are not even interested in the North Pole in this world.
Yeah.
There must be something, but it's probably not interesting, Maybe there is no dwarves up there or something.
Okay.
Um, and then you might have seen it was really quick at the start, that it quickly like scrambled everything. That because it started generating something, but then it discovered, okay, no, this world doesn't fit with our standard parameters. Like maybe there's not enough mountains,
Okay.
so we can't play Dwarf Fortress if there's not enough mountains. So it
Yeah.
scrapped everything and started again.
Right.
Now you've seen that slowly, like brown lines are going around. Those are roads. So
Yeah.
civilizations are being born and falling in small, tiny ASCII characters as we watch.
And so right now, how big, how much space does one character take up? Like how many times can we zoom into that thing, and how many tiles are in there?
So you see all those like omega symbol and all those accented eyes, like the
Yeah.
all those yellow symbols. So every
Yeah.
symbol is a settlement. So all the yellow ones are elvish forest retreats. All the omegas are dwarven settlements. Up north, you can probably see a bunch of O's and
Yeah.
a bunch of
Little grey
equal
O's.
equal signs and stuff. Those are human settlements.
Yeah. Yeah. Little green equal signs. Yeah.
Yeah, but so basically, when you then start playing, you get a cursor to span on this map, and that gets enlarged to roughly the size of the map that you are seeing now, and
Yeah.
then that happens again. And that is the site where you embark, and the site where you embark, then it's still enlarged, and that's your map.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play on a fraction of one of those symbols. so pretty big.
Fractional factor. Yeah. So okay. So each one of these symbols is we can zoom into and then into and then in. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So we're at 168 now. Michael's saying 300 years. Oh, also a Zoom guy. Safe. Welcome. Welcome. Michael's
So
saying
yeah, on
300
the
years of
left,
history coming up. Is that right? Are we gonna? Do we start at year 300, or when do we?
we can stop it absolutely when you want. But just to point out, yeah, it's simulating 170 years. Then you get the number of historical figures. So people like dudes that you could potentially meet in game, and they will have a story. So something that happened to them, and they were involved maybe in a war or something like that.
So we've got nearly 40,000 historical figures.
Yeah,
How big
and
are
in
these
total,
files? How big a file is this making right now?
I would say a standard save game file would be couple, maybe 300 megabytes or something like that.
Oh, not big then.
No, it's super compressed. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. And so we can jump in whenever we want. So is it better to jump in sooner, or should we let this baby cook a little longer?
At this point, it's probably the same. Also because we're probably not gonna have the time to get really involved in all the history and stuff. I will just point out like how to read things. Like, I'm sorry, but by the way, is it only me, or do you also hear this beep boop when I push my button for the microphone?
No, I'm not hearing
Is
anything like that. That's fine.
okay, no, okay, because I was a little bit worried that everybody was hearing me doing this beep
Yeah,
boop,
no,
beep
no,
boop, which
no,
is
you're all good.
really annoying me, by the way, because I hear it. But anyway, yeah, you can like press enter, and after a while it should stop because it's really churning stuff at the moment.
Oh, so even when I press enter, it's still going to carry on for a
Yeah,
bit
probably
afterwards.
for a second or two at
Okay,
least.
I'll do that now then.
Go for it.
Okay. Now, if I clicked, maybe I'm not selected on this window, or was I?
No, but it's pretty normal like to wait even for like 10 15 seconds there, because and the more it goes on, the more it slows down, because of course year by year it wants to keep track of all those historical figures, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the more you want to let go on and have a very rich history, the more like each year is gonna take.
Sure. And so why did the map just flip upside down just then?
Probably because something really interesting was happening near the northern part, but
We
we'll
weren't
never
even
know
looking
it.
at the whole thing just then.
No, probably not. And there's more humans here up north. Like this is, I understand this is gonna be a little bit like Matrix. Like I see dwarves, elves. When you all guys see it, just see codes. But believe me, like for the purple stuff, purple is evil. So when you see purple, like the land itself is evil. Then those little circles with a line, those are goblin settlements. And if you see a capital I, purple capital I, that's an evil tower.
Yeah.
And then I think I just saw, actually there's two spires. Like top left, there's a purple, I don't even know, what was that, capital Pi or something.
Oh, look, we're in.
We're in, yeah.
I'm moving a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
X
yeah.
around. Yeah, I can see the
So-
capital Pi, and our little X is right next to it there in the top left.
Yeah,
I wonder how
and-
well this is going to translate on YouTube. I guess we can experiment with the way exactly that I stream it as we go. So do give your feedback. But yeah. Scritch is in the house as well.
at the
Remember,
top-
losing is fun.
At the top, you can see a brief description of what you're pointing at. So right now, I'm seeing that your cursor is on the dark goblin pits of Ngibzozong,
Yeah,
or something
sure.
like that.
The unbridled
And-
swamps.
Yeah, that where the name of the entire world is on the top left, in the black side. And this is
Todditio.
The past world, yeah.
The past world. Okay.
Because also, like, whenever you see like strange terms, those are in one of several languages, so there's an actual meaning
Mm-hmm.
to all of that. There's a dwarven language and an elven language and
Yeah.
goblin language and so on.
Okay.
Okay, so if we like this, and I think we like it because also we wouldn't know why we wouldn't like it, I guess. Let's press.
This place is called the Dune of Deterioration. Should we stay there?
If you want,
Sounds
yeah.
friendly. No, no, no.
Why not?
No,
I think
let's
it's
find somewhere nice.
you for use the world as it currently exists, because now it exists.
Okay.
And also you will have another very detailed screen to look at all this stuff. So don't worry, you don't have to explore the map in here. You can do it later.
So that's done now. So it says has been created. Enter accept. Yep.
Yep. Go for it.
Woo! God, just creating the world is like feels like an achievement.
It's a whole journey.
I've got some brew anyway to see me through, as any good dwarf should. Offloading units. It's funny. It doesn't seem
nice.
to
I'm having
to the,
some.
there we go.
Is it okay to say brands on stream? Maybe not. But I'm having some rye whiskey right now.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like I talk about brands. I don't know if it's a problem. Is it a problem? I don't know.
Maybe only if we.
If you're saying like horrible thing,
probably.
I guess if you're saying like, if you're like slewing them, like if you're gonna like rinse a brand, I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe then they'll be pissed off. But like the other day when I was eating quavers, and I was just like, hey, do you guys get quavers in your country?
Right.
I don't know. It's like, then are they going to care if someone's just talking about their product? I don't really know. I'm still like, a bit of a noob on those things.
Probably unless you launch a full-scale crusade against somebody.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back to the main menu now. So that was just the world creation
up until now
process.
we just like we just created the foundation for us to even begin playing, right? So now you have the option to start playing. There was none before.
So we press start playing.
Go for it.
Dwarf Fortress mode, yep. So there's like 3 modes here, but I understand
there is 3 modes of playing.
Adventurer mode is like. Is that the one that's
not entirely finished? It's not entirely finished. Like in Adventurer, it works a little bit more like a squad-based classic RPG. So you would create a bunch of people,
dwarf or a crew,
and then go around the world. But the difference would be that in that mode, you could actually walk from one, side to the other side of the continent. Whereas in Dwarf Fortress, you are rooted in place, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But then you can also, at some point, retire your fortress, and that fortress is going to stay where it is with all the people there, and you can start with an adventurer in the same world and go visit your fortress, because the world stays, So you can play multiple games in the same world that we just created.
Okay, that's sick.
Yep. You can have an entire history in this same world,
All right, well, let's do Dwarf Fortress mode first. Let's build ourselves a couple of fortresses all over the shop, and then we'll adventure around them in, a couple of years. Right, so what have we got here? We got a load of months that are named after all of our favourite resources from Terraformacraft.
Absolutely. As TFC, like, this is probably the biggest link that we have. This game is also very geologically correct.
Right. Good. That's what I'm here for. I'm here so that I've got more rock types that I don't know how to pronounce, like schist and scheist and schist.
Absolutely. So right now you are seeing the world on the very right side. Okay, so that is the entire map that was created.
Right. Well.
So if you move with the arrow keys, actually,
I move in the region with the arrow keys.
So you will see there is an X both on the right side and in the middle map. Okay.
Okay. Yep. So I can see the whole world, and then the one in the middle is like only just slightly more zoomed in, but it seems to have more. It has information about like the people, Is the world one
Exactly.
just the geography? And
Yeah.
then the region one has got all the eyes, which were the elves. And it's got the omega signs, like these grey ones here and the white ones here, which those are the dwarves.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I know I'm just repeating things, but I'm going to do this a lot so that I can remember it. And then the other ones was the humans were the equal signs. And then the pie was something else. Was that goblins? The
Goblins.
pie
Yeah.
and what was their other symbol? The smaller one. Was it just an eye? Eyes and pies.
So there's actually different symbols to represent like small settlements or cities, or sometimes there's tombs and stuff like that. But the elves you're always gonna find in forests, of course, where the dwarves stay near the mountains and the hills, and
Okay.
usually human settlements are on the coast or on rivers.
Right, but we don't want to be too near any other dwarf settlements, do we? Because then they're just going to have munched all the resources already.
Um, yeah, we could be a expedition in far lands. So one way to read more information on this map is if you look at the very right side, top right, and then you press tab, you see that that info block changes.
Oh, it tells you who the neighbors are. Okay.
Yeah, you have one is the neighbors, another one is gonna list all the various dwarven civilizations, and you can choose the civilization that you want to be part of. And
Okay.
in the big map, the settlements of that civilizations get highlighted in blue when you select it. So you could choose, you could be an expedition for the Pillar of the Pax,
So
or for
what am I using? There
or for the
plus and
Silvery
minus.
Constructs.
Yeah, plus and minus there. Okay. Oh, yep. I see them in blue now. On the world map, they're actually being highlighted in blue.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are all the different dwarves, and we have to pick one. We can't create our own.
You have to pick one, but
We don't have to
when your
settle near them.
fortress, so let's say that in fortress mode, your objective is to grow your fortress enough that the king of the dwarves decide to take residence in your fortress, and at that point, your fortress becomes the mountain home of that entire civilization.
Sure.
That is in some way that is the ultimate goal, let's say.
Okay. You basically become the biggest crew in that crew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it. It's kind of got like a CJ in San Andreas kind of vibe about it. You just like come back, bring the morale back together, set up a little fortress, get everyone going, get everyone pumped. All right, so should we just pick based on what we think the funniest name is? Like, I mean,
I'm just
I
gonna
think the
give you
respectable
info
clasp
on
is quite
the
funny.
on the game, but man, you decide what these dwarves are about.
Well, I think that the respectable clasp is the funniest. But
Absolutely.
does that matter that much? Are they in a good position?
Um,
They're kind of in the middle of the map. They're the ones that are sort of like, they're around here. They seem to have they have a lot of roads here. They seem to be quite established.
so that kind of matters. Like choosing a big civilization kind of matters, but only in terms that you don't want maybe a civilization that only has one settlement, because that could impact your starting gear, basically.
Oh, deep.
But what I'm seeing, all these
They all seem about the
civilizations are
same.
still pretty beefy. Probably because not enough time has passed for one of them to get wiped by goblin or something like that.
Right. So it's quite a young world, so it's still quite vibrant.
Yeah.
um,
We were still in the third age of myth, if I remember correctly. Like that little name changes based on what's happening. So at some point, like all the dragons and titans are gonna die, whether you are involved in it or not, and
sure.
the age is gonna change name. Yeah.
Okay. And what Scritch is saying about aquifers, do we need to worry about that when we choose where we're going to settle here?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
So let's choose one of these civilizations, and then we will move on to the
So is it just
site finder.
whatever I leave the selection on is going to be the one? Is it as I tab on?
Yeah,
Okay. So let's go with the respectable class, but we don't have to settle near them, can we? We can just pick anywhere still.
absolutely. Yeah,
And
you could even settle like on a remote island. Just know that you will have no visitors because there
yeah.
are no ships yet
Yeah, I want to
in
be on the
Dwarf
mainland for my
Fortress.
first game. I want to be like quite in the thick of it, I think, but not too in the thick of it. Anyway, we'll work that out in a minute. So, okay, so cliff indicator, the hills of practice. Okay, so now we're back to the first screen where it just tells us what's there.
So these other things are gonna change the very top left. Okay, so in this mode here, now you are seeing like just info on the climate.
Is
and
that the
if
entire chunk
somebody
in the
else
top
lives
left there?
The top left is, let's say the
I used the word chunk, but I don't know if that's right. But you know what I mean. The kind of
it's
that each character.
let's say that is the rendering range, and then you see the highlighted part. So the part where you actually see in real colors like green and blue and stuff. That part right now is 4x4.
Yeah.
Like in game, every tile of that 4x4, it's gonna be, I remember, like 64 actual tiles or something like that.
Right. So we pick one of these things, and these little areas we're looking at are huge.
Yeah. So like a 4x4 for a fortress is respectable. A lot of people play in a 3x3 just because it's easier on their machine. Is less world to simulate at the most granular level.
Wow.
To choose a spot, you can now hit F, and we can use the finder. So we can set up a bunch of parameters to find a spot just the way we want it.
Okay, so savagery. We've got to have that low, but evil high. No? Wait, the other way around. High savagery, low evil. No, I'm joking.
Okay, like
medium for everything,
like,
yeah?
the more stuff you put in, the less likely it is that you will find a spot exactly like that. But just to pick up on what was pointed before, like absolutely, like Scritch said correctly, we do not want a heavy aquifer. Like a light aquifer, we can deal with it.
Okay, so leave that to NA.
Yeah. Because it's really easy to work your way around. Like a heavy aquifer is for advanced, let's say, players.
Okay.
We want to try and have a flux stone layer because, as you remember, no flux, no steel.
We all know that from TFC.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I've also put yes to shallow and deep metal just because I just want metal there.
Because you know how dwarves think.
So we can good. Is it realistic to demand both of those? I think that's okay. And then do we definitely want some clay?
Yeah.
Or is
Why
it not
not
that important?
Just to point out how big this game is, I've never done anything with clay in this game.
Okay.
In years. Okay.
Well,
but you can make a lot of stuff with clay.
I'm gonna make it a requirement of our world here so that we're gonna together we can learn about clay and then you can be learning too. Okay. Not that I'm gonna be teaching you, I'm sure you'll work it out for yourself, but we'll be that's how you'll learn. Okay, so
we will spend a lot of merry hours on the Dwarf Fortress wiki.
Yeah, exactly. The old-fashioned way.
Also, please check river yes, because that way we're gonna have fresh water to disregard in favor of alcohol, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah. We have the river to throw up into the next morning.
Exactly. Yes.
Let's wash that away quickly. It's very convenient. Right. Okay. So
yep.
I will press enter. No, I don't need to. Oh yes, enter to do search. We're ready
to do the search. Yeah.
This is so fucking cool, man. Like,
and it is gonna take its merry time.
Oh yeah, that's fine. It's worth it.
But as you can see, there is many a square that would fit our designation.
All of those green ones are good to go, yeah?
Yep.
Wow.
Although many of those, like being, rich in metal and flux, are already gonna have dwarves in them because also the dwarves that came before us, they weren't stupid. Like they settled.
They all
Yeah,
pressed F to do a search.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where's my cursor gone? And my cursor's now over in the search still. So now escape to browse results. Sounds like the kind
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
thing I want to do. And then desperately look around the screen for my cursor. There it is.
Yeah. This is the first test.
So like we want to be next to some grey triangles because those are mountains.
Yeah, and actually, like that north region there doesn't have many settlements at all,
This
and it
here.
has goblins nearby, which makes things interesting.
Just here.
Now
With
I've lost the cursor. No, there. Okay, yeah.
I,
So
if we
then if you cycle
do we want to
with
go
the
onto the green or do we want to go onto the actual mountain, like the actual grey or the green? Like which side of this divide between the
okay, so unfortunately the mountains itself, which would be like just barren rock, you cannot settle there.
right,
Like
right.
the game does not allow for that.
So we would just want to be
Um,
right next to them.
Yeah, exactly. So, because you must imagine that you are like digging like a fortress in the side of the mountain, right?
Yes.
And then when you find like a general region that you like, you want to hit tab to see if you have neighbors. Because if you pick a
Mm,
spot that doesn't have neighbors, I mean, if you want a really calm game, calm fortress,
yeah.
that's your best bet. But otherwise, you're gonna lack a lot of excitement. Like for example, in this case, you're not gonna have any elven visitors.
Okay, yeah, right. And goblins, aren't they the worst? And why does the goblin guy have like a red line but the other two don't?
Oh, that means blood, of course.
What do you mean it
That
means blood? It means that they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill me.
that civilization is already at war with your civilization, and sometimes, based on the civilization that you decide to start with, you could already be at war with, I don't know,
Everyone.
humans or elves. But usually it's gonna be goblins that are at war with just about everything else.
Fine. Okay. Cool. So
So
we've
if you
got
if
lots
you
of
like that,
neighbours
we
here,
could settle
and
there.
it seems like
But
a
if
good
you,
spot. But do
I'm
we want
sorry,
some?
I'm just talking over you.
No, no, it's fine. Do we want some elves? Is that what you were
Yeah,
about to say? Should we have a look around for
I
some
was gonna
elves?
say if you want the whole package, like maybe we must go a little bit more south.
Okay. But I don't want to get too close to other people's bits. But I guess I'm not. I shouldn't be thinking that I'm actually close because I'm not. If I'm like 2 squares away, then I'm fucking miles away from them, aren't I?
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
the goblins disappeared there. Tower. We're very far away. You know what? I'm just gonna go with up here, man. Like, unless our elves particularly good, are we doing ourselves a disservice by missing them in particular?
Not really. They're good to make fun of, but
All right.
other than that,
We'll,
as dwarves, we don't really like
we'll,
they like their quirk is that they sell animals. Like they train and raise animals. Like if you're into, I don't know, um, training grizzly bears or something like that, then
mm,
you want elves because they come and trade animals.
okay. All right. Cool. Well, let's sack that off and let's leave elves as replay value, because
Okay,
that's what I always
absolutely.
like whenever I'm playing through a game and then there's something where you're like, oh, I should have done that. Should I go back for it? I'm always like, no, replay value. Carry on.
Oh, and you have a ton of replay value in here, man. So
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I need to make replay value for Dwarf's Fortress, but anyway,
exactly.
let's
Then
go with that. So,
in the top left, you can see like the zoomed in area,
mm-hmm.
and that 4x4 is where the game is now suggesting that you could go, but you can still tweak that. So at this point, you probably want to hit tab again until you see like the exact biome information. Where because maybe you want to settle in a space where you have enough.
I see. Yeah, the temperature is very hot here, for example.
Yeah, and
I'd rather be in temperature
so
warm, but then the
hot
trees
you
are
can deal
sparse.
with. Hot you can deal with. If it said like scorching hot, that would be bad.
So there's a more of a
Also,
woodland here. I want more trees so that we can like chop them down for stuff.
yeah, yeah, but
Knots
also
is here
like
as well. Santiago as well. Big ups.
in that 4x4,
Yeah.
you can also have multiple biomes. Like not on this one, but if you move a little bit, if you cycle around, you're gonna see at some point on the bottom part of the screen, it's gonna tell you multiple biome, and you can press like F1, F2, F3 to see information of different biomes that you can encounter in that square. Like here, like if you see here, it says view biome F1, F2.
Wait, sorry, am I looking in the wrong place? I should
Yeah,
be
sorry,
looking in the
because
top
I'm
right.
seeing your stream slightly delayed.
Yeah, true. I've lost my cursor again.
I think you were in the
Oh yeah, I
sea
see it.
for a little while.
I see it. Here we go. I'm not seeing this biome thing, but anyway, I think
It's okay. Don't worry.
we just go with this one because it's like, wait, hold on. Can I get a warm and a woodland? No.
Just pick a spot that for you makes sense, like geographically, and we will look at it together.
Tropical freshwater marsh. Temperature's hot. It's the old swamp.
Okay, so this has
trees, woodland. There's
soil, clay, a light aquifer that we can work with, shallow metal, deep metal, and flux. Okay, there's unfortunately no guarantee that there will be iron, but maybe we can trade for it.
How do we guarantee that? Would it say iron specifically?
Like from here you can't, unfortunately. Like
oh, so there's just no way of knowing at this stage.
Not unless we use more extra utilities. So no, like
say that again. Sorry, I guess I'm just confused.
No. Like there is a tool with a command line that you launch, and it like digs deep into the memory of the game to try and see if there is specific metals there. But let's not delve into that. Like,
yeah, okay, fine.
You can see like the surprise of what metals you're gonna find as an added difficulty, basically.
If we go right here, we don't even have an aquifer to deal with. Some soil, shallow clay, some sand. So there's a little bit of all of those. Then you got both the metals and the flux.
Good. Like sand is good for
tropical savanna, the
glass.
plane of flame.
I mean, you can't go more epic than that, right?
What
neighbors we must settle the plane of flame.
Yeah, and we've got 3 sets of neighbors. We've got mountain on both sides. We're right on the river. I think this is it, you guys. I think we found it, you geez. The plane of flame.
Yeah, go for it.
Tropical savanna. So how do I select it? I press A for... No? I press...
E for embark.
E for embark. There it is.
Now, I want to walk through... Well, not really walk you through, but at least show you the prepare for the journey carefully interface. Because it's a point buy system. So you are given a certain number of points, and you can spend those on starting gear, but also on your dwarves' starting skills.
Okay.
And also on animals.
So prepare for the journey carefully.
Yeah.
Here we go. So we've got, these are our 7 peasants that we start with, yeah? We've got Cog Zokunathal. I'm not going to do it for every single one, don't worry.
But you can change their names. If you hit C for customize.
Oh my god. Okay, this is going to be ridiculous. Okay. Customize nickname.
Yep.
DankNStein.
But even before
We
that,
don't want to make it autobiographical, though, do we? Isn't that weird? Let me not like start renaming them. I'm just gonna leave their names as they are. I think we're gonna get, if I start to try and customize and rename everything, it's
so
gonna slow things down.
some people assign nicknames based on their preferences, because if you instead hit V for view, you're gonna have a detailed breakdown of what
Cog.
this guy is about.
You can always rely on your family when everything else falls away. Oh, Cog. Good lad. Oh, Cog is a woman. Fair enough.
Yeah, the names tell you nothing about
Yeah, I don't know why I assumed,
the
like, I've
gender,
never
yeah.
heard the name Cog before. So I don't know why I assumed that was a male name. That's that's subconscious,
Then
like
you're gonna
societal
see
sexism. Right,
like
she is 74
a
years
general
old.
description and what they like, what they don't like, then something about their character, and so some people will then give them a nickname based on what's written here.
live?
Sorry, say that again.
Sorry, I know I just keep interrupting you with more questions. You're like halfway through answering the last question, and I'm like already not listening and like asking another question. It must be so annoying. But I asked, how old do they live?
Hundreds of years.
Oh my god.
Probably more than maybe 350, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
So how many like
Like, it's
babies can like one dwarf have in their lifetime? Like how many baby dwarfs do they have?
not many, but actually, when you play Dwarf Fortress, like the total number of babies that can happen, like in the fortress at the same time, is constrained by an arbitrary number. So you're not gonna be swamped by
Right. Yeah.
by babies. Yeah.
Okay, so this is our first dwarf. Like I just thought that just seemed really old, but I guess it isn't. But she's 74.
No, she is not very old.
That's not old. Okay, she's incredibly tough, quite quick to heal and strong, but she's quick to tire, peak. She likes lignite, don't we all? I mean, come on. Likes. It's like the most jokes dating profile, isn't it? Likes.
Exactly.
Lignite. Tetrahedrite. Yeah. Bronze.
And then like the colors.
Leather. Okay.
Like there are so many names of colors that I never heard of in this game. It's incredible. So you are basically never gonna know actually what the color that they prefer looks like, because it's gonna be something like periwinkle. I don't know what color is periwinkle. I couldn't tell.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like deliberately abstract.
But horse cheese, that you can do, actually. You can give her something that she likes.
Horse cheese?
Yeah, everything that has milk,
cheese.
you can milk and make cheese in this game.
Great, okay, yeah. And then she absolutely detests purring maggots.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, I think.
Liam said, come for Dwarf Fortress, stay for the analysis of dwarven population change. Pretty much. Okay, so
Yeah, like we could do this for all the 7 dwarves, but maybe we'll probably move ahead at this point.
Oh yeah, I just realised we've started with 7 dwarves. That's jokes. Okay, so yeah, let's push forward. So what we need to be doing is customizing their skills you were talking about, right? So we've got them all here.
Yeah.
These people are not capable. So what should we do for them?
I mean, you can start a fortress even like this, like they will pick up just by doing. But if you want like to start with maybe a couple of decent miners, a woodcutter, a carpenter, a grower, what you would consider like the general,
Okay,
your standard things.
Tell me if I do something really, really stupid, and then I'm just gonna like go with my gut and just give these guys a few stat boosts. Okay, so like
Go for it.
Not wait, how do I change them? How do I do add?
With plus and minus.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so let's say that like Cog is like an adequate miner. And
sounds good.
Something else, jokes, or should we just let's leave them? Let's let them be focused. Oh wait, they've got spare points there.
Yeah, and don't feel like you have to max everybody out.
Sure, because you're saying they can kind of survive without anyway. So let's just make everybody
Yeah.
adequate at something. Everyone gets an adequacy.
And consider that miners are not gonna have time to do anything else, probably.
Okay. So should we get 2 of them then?
I think at least 2 or 3, you're gonna have a better time like setting up your fortress.
All right. The first 3 of you guys are adequate miners. Then we've got. Let's make someone like a really good woodcutter because that feels like a basic thing.
Yep.
We could have a carpenter too, couldn't we? But there's so many other things there. But
And
carpenter's like a good
wood cutting
starting
job
thing.
is not like a full-time job. Like you go out, you cut some, and then you have spare time. So your woodcutter can also double as something else.
Okay, they're going to be an adequate woodcutter, but they're going to be a competent carpenter, so we get some nice little crafts out of them. Now, Solon.
Makes sense.
Solon is going to be... what do we reckon? Should we do weapons and armor and metal, but just like give like 1 bonus in each? Like, so again, we don't... Whoops. Oh, I just moved to the wrong person. So like we could do like... You can be like novice, weapons, armor, and metal.
Yeah. Or also
So
a couple points
cheaty.
in each.
Maybe 1 more in metal crafting.
So metal crafting is blacksmithing
else?
for goods. So for like scepters and crowns and goblets and stuff like that.
Okay, sweet. So this guy's just going to cotch there and just be with loads of metal, making weapons, armor, and like making shit stuff. That sounds good. What's he called? Solon. Yeah, that sounds good. Next guy, Stukos.
Then remember that booze is important.
Don't stress. Okay, yeah. So Scritch is saying they'll all kind of level up as well, like pretty quick anyway. But it's kind of fun to just give them all some character as well. I also feel like personalizing them like this now just helps me in my head be like, okay, you guys are doing that, you guys are doing that. Like, gives them a bit of.
Yeah, you get a general sense also. Some people actually start with a story in mind, so they will start maybe with all miners or with all, I don't know, thinkers or something like that, you know.
Yeah. This seems like a less user-friendly RimWorld. Says not.
Absolutely.
I've heard so many times that RimWorld is a
the
game
contrary,
I should play
actually.
as well.
Like RimWorld is a extremely user-friendly Dwarf Fortress.
Right. Yeah. That's jokes. Okay, so what else do you think we really need that we don't have? Like
brewing, cooking, farming,
brewing,
which is called grower, I think, in here.
We'll just make sure that we'll put 5 points just proficient brewer, just like Stuka's just like absolutely knocking them out the park with these beverages. And then we'll do.
I mean, can you go out somewhere and not have somebody that can make booze, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like unacceptable. Okay, so our most expensive guys was the one who does the wood cutting and carpentry, the one who does the brewing, obviously, and then the metal guy's like a close second, and then you've got some like adequate farmer and 3 adequate miners. I feel like this is a good crew. They've got personality. They've got character. Let's go. So Ian Bark again.
That is very decent. Like now, if you hit tab, you're gonna get to the items and animals.
Ooh.
So you're gonna see a pre-selection of items. There's gonna be some picks. So yeah, you start with 2 picks. Now, if you want, you can hit plus if you want more of one thing. Your woodcutter is gonna use the copper battle axe. But if you want like spares to use for defense, you can do that. Like the anvil, if you don't start with an anvil, you will have to wait for somebody to bring one. You cannot do the full TFC thing of starting with a stone anvil.
Stone anvil, right?
Yeah. So you need the first anvil to jumpstart your metal
but that
economy.
says 100. Does that mean we have 100 anvils with us?
No, that's 100 points for an anvil.
Right.
And you have just 1 because there is no number. So you have copper picks, 2, and each one of them costs 44 points. But those are already
I'm with you.
accounted for, okay?
Okay, I'm with you.
One thing that I normally take off are things like splints and crutches and wheelbarrows and step ladders, because those are made of wood and you can easily craft them.
Okay.
And so for example, at this point, if you were starting in a really difficult area,
just all of these wood things here.
yeah,
So how do I? Okay, so plus and minus, is it?
yeah, and with minus you can take everything out, and that item disappears.
Okay, so we've netted some points. We've got 462 points to still spend here.
Yeah.
No dog. Okay, no.
You
don't
might
any
want to
dogs.
have dogs.
You might want them, do you? Okay, what hunting ones?
Sure, or you can start with normal ones and then train them yourself. It's gonna be cheaper, but they are not gonna start, of course, as either hunting or war dogs. Like the difference being the hunting dog, of course, follows the hunter, and the war dog can attack invaders.
Right. Okay.
And I would get at least a male and maybe a couple females.
Mm-hmm. So again, plus minus. Okay, right. So
Yep.
yeah, a couple females then and a male. Yep.
And get a couple cats, because cats go around and capture vermin. Otherwise, you're gonna have vermin, and dwarves will
Yep.
get the creepy crawlies, basically.
Okay, so should we get? Yeah, so two female, one male, both cats and dogs, standard. Should we get 3 females?
Cats you can have just 2, because cats eventually like explode in population.
Fine, but maybe an extra dog.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then should we get some mules or donkeys or horses? Or we should get some horses for old Cog. Make some old horse cheese for Cog.
If you feel like it, absolutely. Yeah.
Nah, got enough animals. They're expensive. Let's move on. Wait, are these all animals? Oh my god, there's so many fucking animals in this list. Wow.
Like for example, you could have chickens for the eggs or stuff like that. Just to show you that if you want,
of the, like,
you can
items
add...
like on the left. You see how on the left there's all those items there? But we removed them and they disappeared. Was that list that we started with? Is that all the items you're allowed to start with?
I was going exactly for that. So if you like switch back in with the arrow key, if you go left and then you press N for new, there's a whole list of the different items that you could bring. So that's just your starting selection of what the game is suggesting.
Okay, so yeah, we can just like bring like fucking 100 bars of Electrum with us. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And there is also like random generated animal parts, like mosquito brains, for example.
Yeah, okay. We're just gonna bring.
But yeah, like you start with no weapons, but for example, if you want to make a heavily militarized start, you could edit the amount of points, because you never have enough points to start like with metal plates. But if you start like with 10,000 points, then you can get like full plate armor for all your all your starting dwarves. Yeah.
This is so sick already. Okay, I've added 12 emu eggs and 1 bottle of dwarven wine. Actually, let's make it 7. They have a bottle of wine each, and there's 12 eggs seems unfair. Even though eggs do come in 12s, but let's give them 14 because there's 7 of them. So it's just a little lunchbox I've just prepared for them. So we've got some starting food and drink.
We can easily imagine that those are the delicacies of our origin, right? About our home
emu
produces those very sweet emu eggs, right?
I love it. Okay, sweet. So I think even though we've not spent 300 points, would you suggest we go a bit more in on the animals? Like, should we get some practical animals, like some donkeys and things?
I'll spend the rest on rum and ale and beer, like absolutely.
Right. Okay. So you don't rate the animals that highly. Should we get some horses? I feel like horses might actually be.
No, you can get like all the animals. It's like it's just added added
Mouths to
management,
feed.
like because all the animals, then you have to decide where to put them to pasture and stuff like that. So if you want to start with more animals, like absolutely go for it. And when you are happy with the selection, all the remaining points spend them on alcohol, basically.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I feel like we should have some horses. Let's go dogs, cats, and horses. These are like staples.
Sure.
And then we'll stop with the crazy animals. Or maybe we should bring some emus.
Well, it would make sense to bring the emus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, otherwise you would have to send for emu eggs,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
every season.
That's the thing. I don't see them.
Oh, damn. Right. You cannot start with emus. Ah, well.
Maybe you can't.
We will have to do like with goose eggs or something.
Yeah.
But because I mean, you need your homeland to properly raise the emus.
That's right.
You can't just go anywhere around the world and bring the emus with you. They're just gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't do that with our precious emus.
So what's our next best? Our next best option then is to have maybe a peacock.
Any feathery animal, I would say, will produce eggs.
I don't even know. I guess peacocks lay eggs.
Turkeys, like the good thing for turkeys is that they also produce leather. Like it's not like armor level leather, but it's good like for bags and stuff like that.
Turkey hen and turkey gobbler. Right.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, let's get what do we want? I guess
more females than males, probably.
Like
yeah.
5 hens and 1 gobbler or 2 gobblers.
That is more than plenty. I usually go with 3 and 1.
Okay, let's go 3 and 1. Okay, so we've got turkeys as our kind of like emu substitute that we must have found on the way somewhere. And it's like, but we saved these 14 precious emu eggs to eat when we get to our destination. Love it. Okay, we're writing a story already. Now, I want to press new again.
Yep.
Now, I went to drinks before, but it only had wine in it. Wait, where are the drinks?
Because now wine is added to your list, so it's not new. If you want more wine, you have to go back and just press plus.
Yeah, so but where's the ale?
You have it already in
I
the
have it already
list.
in my thing. Okay, yeah. So all the drinks that were there before are in here. Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, like the default embark always gives you 3 types of alcohol, and there is a 4th type left
That it
for
just doesn't
some
give
reason.
you. Yeah, okay, fine.
Like just give me all the alcohol, man.
Trust me to immediately find that 4th type.
Exactly.
But I'm still going to leave it at 7 because that's like in recognition of the fact that it wasn't part of the starter pack.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay, so 1 iron anvil. Yep, okay. Copper picks. Just take a couple more. We need 1 more at least because we've got 3 miners to start with.
Good point. Yeah. 3 picks.
And
then maybe you want to bring some just raw leather.
Just some leather, yeah, fair enough.
Leather or cloth or even just thread. Because before you jumpstart your like leather industry or cloth industry, at least you want some materials, right?
Now the thing that I'm not liking is the look that the emu leather is one of the worst quality leathers here.
I mean, emus are for eggs, man, like that. And just because they are cute, they're just our cute pets. We don't clothe ourselves in emu, right?
Yeah. It's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wolverine leather?
But we could clothe ourselves in panda.
We could.
We could.
I think it doesn't feel quite believable enough. I think we should treat ourselves and get some jaguar leather. Why not?
Absolutely.
So, because we got the money to spend, right? So how many bits should we get? 7 bits? Bit per person. That gives us 90.
Why not?
Or just 13 would spend all our money. And I've put the rum and the ale and beer up a bit. Added some wine on. 13 bits of leather.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, so should I press embark now?
Go for it. Oh no, wait. Oh no.
Did it happen?
Have you pressed it already?
I thought I did. Yeah. What did we forget?
To name the fort. We're gonna get a random name. It's gonna be
that's fine.
awesome anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would have probably chosen random name anyway. Also, Blagme. I haven't seen you in ages. I never know quite how to pronounce that word, but thanks for the audio tip. I think I've sorted it. I've certainly moved it a bit closer. Fingers crossed. But yeah, nice one. I've definitely not seen your name in a long time, so it's jokes anyway to see you. So welcome. Okay, here we go. So let's start the story now. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all of... Stand by, please. Ronaldodoc. There are almost no supplies left, but with... Come on, it's quite a lot of beer. But with stout labour comes sustenance. Whether by bolt, plough or hook, provide for your dwarves. You're expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings. Ere the hyenas get hungry. I don't think I read that right. Whatever. A new chapter of Dwarven history begins here at this place. Regudib. Gloved
This
syrups.
place is gloved syrups.
Gloved
and
syrups.
It's amazing.
Okay. Regudib gloved syrups on, what was it, the Plain of Flame?
That was the name from the very beginning, right? When we planned the expedition, it was going to be gloved syrups.
Of course it was. I've had my heart set on that name for years.
Strike the earth.
Oh, it just crashed.
No, really?
I think so. I just press enter and it just is gone, buddy.
Oh, but no. it worked before. Why?
Let's try again.
Well, that was fun. Actually, you won. That was the game.
Is that the end?
Perfect fortress. Like it just simulated all the future for you, and it found out that it's good.
Did it save any of that, or have we lost it all?
I don't know. Probably not. Welcome to indie games, everybody. This happens.
All right,
like
cool.
Dwarf Fortress is awesome. Has been in development for 17 years. It's free, and it does that for you. So
yeah,
you pay in one way or another.
Start playing. Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, seems
Okay,
like
let's just go for all random now. Like just click on anything.
Wait, what's it doing now? Did I press something I shouldn't have pressed here? Or is it just going through history? No, okay, here we go. So we did all this. We know where we want to settle. It's up here. Because it's still the same world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine. It's fine. Like, we actually did very, very little inputting of keys, and we were just discussing, weren't we, and like looking at things. The Plain of Flame, here it is. And then we wanted to be... part of the respectful clasp.
Still flaming as before, so all is good.
Exactly. Plain flame. That's all ready. We now press embark. Boom, and then we go prepare carefully. Oh, they've got different names. We don't have Cog anymore. That's a shame.
Oh, we lost Cog. So actually,
definitely doesn't have any bugs.
The reason there,
yeah, it's free. It is free.
It's because the first 7 dwarves are actually new people. So the first 7 dwarves are not historical figures, and that is only because otherwise you would have a chance to get like a vampire or a werewolf in your first 7 dwarves, which would just be disastrous.
People can be vampires and werewolves. That's incredible.
Actually, they can be either vampires or a were something, and that is also generated. So you are never gonna have a werewolf, of course,
Animal of
because
some
that would be too
description.
easy. You're gonna have something like a were llama or even a were elephant,
Of course you are.
which is much worse than a werewolf.
Yeah, don't say. Yeah, that would be bad. Okay, and then adequate grower, and then the last guy was like just the best brewer in the world. Yeah. Okay,
Absolutely,
good.
yeah.
Okay, so that's that, and then we press tab to go into items, and we get an extra pickaxe, and we get like, oh look, it's given us a lot more ale this time. It looks like it's a random loadout. It's a different loadout to what it was before.
For some reason, it only got us 2 types of alcohol, so
Yeah.
it doubled the first.
Right. We get rid of this wood
It
stuff,
probably
yeah?
changed season, so ale is better probably in this season, I guess.
Interesting. Okay. Right.
I just made that up, by the way. That's probably not true.
Okay. Okay. So we want to give ourselves all of the animals that we wanted. 3 dogs,
cats,
and a dog.
turkeys,
2 cats,
horses,
and a cat. And then what did we say? We have 2 horses and a horse. Why can't? Am I out of points already? I'm out of points already.
How are we out of points?
Don't know. Must fuck something up. Oh no, it's because these loadouts are all random, right? We got just loads of other stuff here we didn't have before.
Huh, strange. Maybe we didn't go with 2 horses before, because that's 100 points.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Maybe we just had one
of
female
each.
horse, which is a mare, I guess, right?
I don't know. I think so. I think we must have had one of each, and then what else did we have? Turkeys.
Turkeys, yeah.
And we had like 2 and 1, and then that leaves 40 points to go and get the items that we wanted. So we had loads of leather last time, didn't we? So what we got this time
we
is
also had leathers.
Dimple Cup Spawn. What's this? Rock nuts. So we want some of these seeds and things, don't we?
Yeah, those are seeds of dwarven crops, and there's only those. But the good thing about dwarven crops is that they do grow underground. So
we should keep all those then.
Yeah. You can basically
lungfish.
Keep yourself fed even while being like sealed underground.
We have a couple of fish on plump helmets. Don't know what they are either.
Plump helmets are basically a type of mushroom.
Oh,
that
okay.
You can eat or also make.
I love mushrooms. Let's keep mushrooms, but let's get rid of these fish. Oh wait, we've got 15 of them.
Yeah.
Is that like our food reserves? Okay, we'll keep the fish. We'll keep the fish. All right, let's just go. So we'll just spend the rest of it on the wine. Wait, where were the drinks? Oh, we don't have any. Yeah, we want some wine and we want some rum. Just as much of both as we can get. Can we get 7 of each? Yeah, nice.
And then we can maybe take a look, because there's a few things that you can name. You can name the fort, but also the group, because one thing is the name of the fortress, and one thing is the name of your faction, so to speak. So we come from a civilization that has a name, but our local government can have its own name. So if you press capital G, that's going to be the name of the group, and you can then hit R for random name generation, or just if you like the one that is proposed.
Right,
you can keep that, of course.
And Ethan's saying that we definitely need something we can make some booze out of. I presume the cave wheat seeds will work, will they?
Both pigtail, cave wheat, and also the plum helmets you can make.
Oh, and the plum helmets too. Okay,
Basically,
great.
those are the basis for dwarven ale, dwarven beer, and dwarven rum, I think.
Fine. Okay, good. So let's press G.
Capital G for name your group, and just look at
Capital G. Oh, so that
what is
just means
proposed.
like I actually have to hit Shift G. Okay, I'm with you. I know that probably seems obvious, but it didn't. I just
And we
saw
could
the G
also
and
like
pressed G.
assemble the description of the symbol of this thing if you want, but
Okay, wait. So we do this by picking words.
yeah, you could pick like the X or assembling stuff like compounds or adjectives and stuff like that. Like this, I think is the X, but it has a first adjective at the moment. But you could just like press R and see what comes out randomly.
Oh yeah, let's definitely do it that way. So the top one is the name of our crew, or is the name of our... Which way round is it?
So this is the name of the crew, yeah.
The top one.
The name of the local government. No, this that you are choosing. Like the top thing is in Dwarvish. The second line is in English.
Oh, I see. It's the same thing in two different languages. Okay, I'm with you.
Exactly. So Tellingast is the coastal sabers.
Yeah,
in
okay.
Dwarvish. Ooh, the Tower of Conjurers was really good.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
Also the Dagger of Yawning.
Okay, I think I found one I like. So it's
what, the Girder of Muscle?
The Girder of Muscle. Thob Thumb.
Well, I mean, Thob Thumb, like it sounds really good in Dwarvish. So I think we chose this just because it sounded good.
Yeah, definitely. So I press escape to be done. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, and then E to embark.
So if you want, you can also choose a name of the fort, or just go ahead and embark, whatever you prefer.
The fort, yes. Yeah, let's name the fort. Random.
And then we all know that it's gonna crash again, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we can save before we embark. Hopefully, it did say save there.
Actually, no.
Yeah, I quite like that. I quite like that one. Bust quakes.
Nice.
Okay, that's that decided. So look, there is this S
how do you read that though?
Screen.
Is that an A? Abelushrir.
Ablushra, yeah. Ablushra. Ablelushra.
Ablelushrir.
However you like. It's up to you. So if I press lowercase s now, it will save, it says. Should I try that first before we embark?
It saves your embark profile, so that would make things speedier if it crashes again. Yeah.
Okay. My first profile.
Nice.
Enter. And then E for embark. Not responding. Okay, we got this recipe. We already read this before. Bust quakes. Strike the earth. So I press enter now, yeah?
Enter or space, one of the two. And you will never know because it doesn't respond immediately. So you will always press both enter and space bar.
I press space bar. Nothing's happened. I press enter. Yeah, enter was what made it crash last time as well, and that's what's happened again this time. Damn.
But, I mean, so what I'm thinking is this must be probably tied to the place we are settling in. Because it worked before.
Mm. So we pick a new settlement location and load in the same
Same embark profile.
embark profile. Cool.
And this, by the way, like just to tell it to anybody that might be watching and never knew of Dwarf Fortress, like this is very rare actually. Like
Yeah.
it's like this is probably a combination of the fact that on this specific PC, like the game was never installed before, and like we only did like one test before the stream. But like to me, like crashing on Embark, like it happened probably only 3 or 4 times in years.
Right. Well, fingers crossed. Otherwise, I guess we could load a new world, couldn't we? Could be another way to try.
Also, yeah, maybe we can create a very small world because the first time it was
when we
pocket
deleted
world.
the test world, do you think we deleted something we shouldn't have then?
You probably have it still in the garbage bin.
Oh no, I emptied it straight away.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
So
get there.
you could, like, I'm guessing you could even go for the flaming plane, but just not the same spot. Like, are you sure you chose exactly the same tile?
I don't know about on the local box, but definitely the plane of flame is one tile, right? Oh no, it's not.
So maybe let's choose slightly different position.
I don't know if I did pick the right. There seems to be, yeah, there's like a few plane of flames here.
Okay, this one.
I think that one was the first one we picked. I don't know. We might have picked that one second time by mistake, but we might have not. Should we try this one? We definitely didn't pick this one second time.
So the second time we picked the one with the straight river.
That's definitely what we picked
going
the
up
first
to
time
down, right?
as well. Yeah, I think it's the same one both times. So let's try the one below it then.
Okay.
The only difference is its surroundings is untamed wild. Whatever, that's fine. Oh wait, no, I don't just press enter. So I press tab. Yeah, we still got the same. We've got the respectful clasp. Everyone's good.
Then E for embark.
E for embark. And then we pick a profile from here, can we? Or do we have to go prepare carefully?
No. It should be saved now. It should be in here, right?
It wasn't, I don't think. No, I think I've come too far now. Okay. Well, 400 points remain. Okay, yeah, I know they do. I was just gonna fucking leave anyway.
It's strange. It didn't even save the embark profile.
It didn't have that profile there, did it? There was no like.
Well, let's just try and get in.
Yeah.
Let's just start.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like all this stuff about preparing carefully, that's what was tanking, the expedition.
It's just crashed again straight away.
Shit.
Yeah, man. That's weird, isn't it? Should we create a new world, a smaller one?
Yeah. Let's try that.
Potentially.
So let's go to the data directory. Let's show off how to get Dwarf Fortress.
So, do you think I should close Dwarf Fortress before we start messing around with this? Probably should, shouldn't I? Let me quit that. So, in here, Dwarf Fortress, data.
You could even just create a new world, or... Oh, sorry, because I'm seeing things like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Let's get rid of that.
Yep.
And then let's try again. It is bizarre, isn't it? Because I mean, it literally
I
did
mean,
work.
with the same like
problem a minute ago.
installation of the game, which by the way you don't install, it's just an executable, right? We tried it right before starting the stream. The only difference was that we made a very tiny world, right?
Yeah, it was the pocket-sized world for a
Yeah.
test. That was the only difference. Oh, look, it's not even properly scaled it up this time. There we go.
It does that sometimes, yeah. Okay, now it got the picture now.
So we'll try a small one this time instead of medium, I think, and we'll leave those frequent, and then go. It's weird. I mean, I wasn't expecting to run into an issue at all, because if it worked in the pocket size, I was just like, this computer's fucking a beast. Like, should be fine.
No, but it's not performance issue. Like
No.
that's probably like a freak occurrence of because like this game, like it has so many moving parts behind the scenes, like things that you will never actually know that happen. And like this could be like a nice moment to recount the famous story of that fortress where all the cats were dying of liver disease, and that player was baffled, like, why all my cats are dying of liver disease. And he sent the save game to the developer that started investigating, because also he got interested. He was thinking this might be a very weird bug with cats, right? But then they found out that everything was really normal, because this guy had, you see, a really big tavern in this fortress, and in this tavern, many dwarves would go and order like beer or rum or something like that. And you know, dwarves, they get a little bit rowdy, and then a lot of that alcohol was getting spilled on the ground. And what do cats do after they walk on alcohol? Of course, they lick their paws, and they get cirrhosis. But the fact is that the game doesn't tell you this cat has cirrhosis, just died because of alcohol poisoning. So yeah, a lot of moving parts, and so also really hard to test. So there's like probably some cat was dying of cirrhosis right as you started the fortress.
That must have been
and yeah, and
too
and
many
everything was
alcoholic
crashing.
cats.
Yeah, like absolutely something like that. Or maybe like a random emu was spawning there, and to immediately find that that was not the proper biome for him.
Yeah. They saw us rocking up with emu eggs, and they were like, no.
Yeah, that must have bugged the entire universe.
The Infinite Realms has been created. That's what it's called, the Infinite Realms, bruv. That's interesting. Okay, enter, accept.
The infinite realms are definitely gonna work.
Yeah.
Let's just stop it right there and accept. No, actually, it stopped on its own, right? So just accept.
Oh, no, I stopped it. I pressed enter.
Oh, okay, cool.
I saw it got to year 250, and I was like, it's enough for me, mate.
It's enough.
Oh, not responding. Saving history. Responding again. That's fine. Good. We're looking like we're in better shape now. Hopefully. Start playing. Dwarf Fortress.
Third time the charm.
Indeed.
Even though it's the fourth, it's okay. Don't ask questions.
No. Don't think about it too much. Okay, so in a small world, the world and the region map are the same map, by the looks of things.
Yeah. Not much difference in scale there. You want to use the Finder, or you just feel lucky? You want to do like the Google I feel lucky button?
Yeah, I feel lucky. Yeah, I think so.
Let's just select a nicely named civilization.
Yeah, I think the cooperative canyon's pretty good. The alliteration, I like the alliteration on that. So,
and I mean,
they've got
if the
some
game
guys up
itself
here.
is also cooperative, like that, like if it decides to cooperate,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we will all appreciate.
Yeah.
Exactly, Screech. Like the game goes not responding whenever it's doing anything, basically. Like when it crashes, that's bad, but not responding, that's a natural state of Dwarf Fortress, I would say.
Yeah, sure. The roasted hills. I like this spot.
Feels good, and it's already full of dwarves because all dwarves like the roasted hills.
Do they? So there's gonna be lots of dwarves here.
Like if you see like right now your highlighted square top left is smack bang inside another fortress. All those omegas, those is.
Okay, we should go somewhere else then. I don't
Yeah,
want to be
or
right
even
next to another
just
fortress.
slightly to the right or to the south. It's full of fortresses in here already.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, this is okay. Shallow metals, deep metal.
That was still
Flatstone.
Right next to a fortress, though.
Like if you see at least some woods and some metal, let's just go for it. Ooh, scorching hot though.
I know, that last one looked good apart from the scorchingness of it. Okay, I think we go for this one. It's got a light aquifer though and no flux.
It's hot. Shallow metals and deep metal. It's okay. Shallow clay, deep soil. Looks good.
I've moved on again already. Okay, this is
That's
right
good
next
too.
to someone
Don't worry
else's
about
fortress. And it's heavily forested. Is heavily forested bad?
It just means that there's a lot of wood.
That's good, isn't it?
That's good. We can cut it. Axes are made exactly for that reason.
And we've got all 4 neighbors here as well.
Good.
Okay. Embark. E.
Do we want to go for the default embark? So
this has a light aquifer, so we might have to pump some water out. That's fine. But yeah, look, there isn't any my first profile here, is there?
Yeah, it didn't save it for some reason. And the first time around, we just did play now. So maybe there's a problem with profiles.
Maybe I just hit play now.
Let's try that.
Crashed again. Oh my god. Well, we've learned how to set up. Losing is fun.
Absolutely. Losing is fun.
Maybe, I mean, do we need to do some more experimenting? What's the next thing to try?
I'm thinking.
Ignore the sound effects you're hearing in the background. Nothing.
Next thing to try could be we download a slightly different version of Dwarf Fortress, probably.
It's mad though because it worked a minute ago.
Yeah. Like I'm wondering if now it's like OBS messing with it. Did we like close the lazy new pack and launch it again at all during all of this?
Yeah, I might have closed it and relaunched it. I don't think so though.
No, Screech makes a good point, but actually one thing that ironically I was telling Dank before the stream started is that since the developer is now fully engaged on the on preparing for the next Steam release, like the first time ever that the game is gonna be on Steam with full like graphics, default graphics and stuff like that. Like the current, like the latest version should be extremely stable compared to the past, right?
Mm.
Yes, Blake me. Like I'm seeing multiple people like making memes out of like axes are made just for that reason.
We've got the ListlessOnion quote machine running in
Nice.
full throttle. Let's try this once more.
So if this doesn't go, and there's still people here to watch us.
I mean, we're still
to
seeing lots of worlds.
to follow us through this pain. I would say maybe like the last ditch effort would be that you could try and download the exact same version of the lazy new pack that I'm using, which never crashed for me. Which is, I'm gonna look right now. So I'm on Dwarf Fortress 0.47.3, whereas you're on 0.4,
0.47.4.
I think.
So
And my lazy new pack is... No, it's not saying in here.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to delete this whole folder.
Yeah, let's start new. Which was all part of the plan, because this way, guys, you see how to install, right?
Exactly. This is what we wanted to do from the beginning. This is all part of the plan. So, I'll delete that. I'm not even going to run a different... So what's going on? Oh, that's still open. I mean, we could download a different version of it, but I'm just going to re-extract it, the one we've already had, and just do it with the first world that we run.
Okay.
Because it worked the first time, right?
So, yeah, that's what's confusing me the most. Like true, like we did it like the most direct, most quick way possible, smallest world possible. But it just worked, right?
Exactly. Okay. This is so jokes.
Okay, I found where the version name is.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just try this
And
first. Was there anything I was
lazy
supposed
new
to
pack
do to
version
the
is
main thing?
0.473R02. That's a full version name for anybody that is interested.
For your start pack.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come through and I'm just going to okay, it's got multi-level view is like ticked by default on here. That's weird.
I always play with that. Like all the people that you see playing on YouTube and Twitch, they are all playing with multi-level view.
Okay.
And by the way, we didn't like touch anything, like right? like we didn't change any setting. That's all default,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Certainly. So let's try this and see if it works. Otherwise, I don't know.
You're the host, man. Like, feel free. Like, I'm
I guess like
just as bummed as you that
yeah.
this isn't
I mean, we'll work it out. We'll
working as
definitely work it out at some
flawlessly
point.
as we hoped.
Yeah. I think we'll, we can definitely try just the exact same install that you have as well. See if that works. But anyway, let's do this now and assume that it's going to work this time. But also let's do it quickly. It's good. I'm getting to know the beginning bit of the game very well. We'll go for a small world. We'll leave mineral occurrence at sparse because we didn't change that earlier, did we? Although
True,
could frequent
that.
mineral occurrence be making it crash seems unlikely. But let's do it anyway.
We can leave it as sparse actually.
Yeah,
Good
so
point.
all we're doing is asking for a small world instead of pocket sized. Otherwise, this is exactly what we did earlier with a fresh like unzipping of the files. So it should all work. Safe Ian. Tried the game once and never again. RimWorld is similar but better. Well, let's wait and see.
Actually, RimWorld, like, it's like very good. It's a very good implementation of the same spirit.
Yeah.
And the thing is that they, well, kind of intelligently, I would say, they went straight on for all the features that would make the game more marketable. Like the thing that Dwarf Fortress really doesn't have is any attention to what would make Dwarf Fortress marketable, right?
Yeah.
So sound effects, a good default graphic pack, good understandable UI, stuff like that, right? Whereas RimWorld really shines on that. Like, sure, you can also add a ton of mods that make the UI even better, but even vanilla RimWorld is like it did a really good job of re-implementing a Dwarf Fortress experience, so to speak, in a way that can actually sell.
Yeah. So, enter accept. I've got to press it again. It wants me to press enter, then U for use, and then enter again to accept. In that section. Saving history. This is always the one it freaks out on and yeah, not responding.
But this is pretty standard. Like at this point, it's trying to pack, the save file for the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really churning heavily.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking probably at some point you are having like long silences from me because I'm pressing ESC instead of the key that I chose for push to talk.
That's
I
fine.
think I'm still doing that.
So we need to pick a spot here.
Right.
Then we're good to go. Hold on 2 seconds.
I would say just go for like a forested area near any mountain with a river, and that's it.
It's not that near a mountain.
Ian, right? Like it looks like this because better back in the day, like there were no graphics, and so all games run on ASCII character art. But the thing is, this game, after a while, chugs on a modern machine. So on
It's
an
insane,
actual
isn't it?
PC from back in the day,
It would have
you
been just
wouldn't
impossible.
even get the experience of having it crash after all of this that we are doing right now. You wouldn't even be able to create the continent.
The world, no.
Yeah.
Here we go.
believe me, like I'm
Hey,
too like the DF Steam release is it's gonna be something.
how do I
Are we
pause?
are
Oh,
we
we're in.
in?
Yeah.
Nice. Now I see it.
How do I
We're
pause?
in.
Space is resumed, so we must be paused currently. We are paused currently.
We are
Nice.
paused. Yes.
All right. Well, look. I mean, maybe it's slightly anticlimactic, but I might take a 5-10 minute little comfort break now, and then we'll jump back into the game. Like we've got it launched. It's here. It's paused.
Cliffhanger. Absolutely.
So then
Let's do it.
this is the perfect half-time break for the stream.
Sure. So five,
Sound good?
10.
Yeah, 5-10. I need,
Cool.
I still haven't made my pixel art. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna make a pixel art that I can replace the picture of me in the corner of the screen with. That says like "Be right
Nice.
back" or something. It's gonna be very cool, but I haven't done it yet. So right now it's not cool at all. I want to start this. It's so exciting. But yeah, I need to get a beer, toilet break, those kinds of activities, and I'll be back in 5. I'll play a banger in the background in the meantime.
Actually, I can stay here for people if maybe somebody wants to ask questions.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
sweet.
we'll just listen to music.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, why don't you just just do the chatting, and I'll be back. You're like a guest host.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll catch you in a bit.
All right, so he's gonna wait. This is the part where we hijack the stream. So Screech asks, how long have you been playing for? I've been playing this game, let me see. Um, I wasn't uh, living on my own yet, so it must be at least 9 years. Yeah, pretty long time. So just to give you a frame of reference that probably means nothing to people that never played this game, I started playing in a time where dwarves didn't have a soul yet. They got it later on from their creator. Ian, actually, the game is very young. It didn't sell one copy yet, so it's not way past its sell by date. It's just too early. This is a preview. This is the demo of the game. It's quite the contrary. No, but look, Ian, I totally get you. This is not a game for everybody. It's more like an art piece than a game. It's definitely a sandbox. It doesn't have a clear objective. So, yeah, like anybody that doesn't even lay a finger on this, um, I mean, that's totally okay. Wait, Odd Realm, is that the one that like it's pixel art, but the guys are really tiny, but has really cool animation. Like you can see them climbing and stuff like that. I think I saw that. Exactly, Scratch. Like it's more of a story generator. By the way, guys, not to tell you to go away, because you shouldn't really, because the best part is just about to start. But um, if you want some like Dwarf Fortress stories, so not the game, but just the stories, and I can promise you it's pretty good. Crag Smash. Uh, that guy is amazing. Like he plays the game, but he only gives you the story. You know what I mean? And then it's like it's illustrated and well narrated and stuff like and he does only that. Like that guy was eventually able through Patreon to leave his job, and like that's one of the coolest job ever. Like he is a full-time Dwarf Fortress storyteller. Ian, like I feel you. Like the it's not like that the implementation is awful. Like the implementation is not complete. It's still not meant to be user friendly. Like what you are seeing, which is totally 100% true. Like I'm not trying to tell you that it's not true. Is it's not user friendly. Like it's almost like it's not meant to be played. So this is us trying to tinker with an extremely um, difficult and extremely complex instrument that somebody made for their own enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like if I make something and I make it for you to enjoy, I think of what you would like, right? And for example, like if I have very big hands, but I make something for you, maybe I make something that can be handled by people that have normal hands, right? Like this game is not like that. Well, you need crazy imagination to read books also. But look, you are absolutely entitled to your um, opinion, like everybody else, and absolutely, like it's like an ugly child, like it's like an ugly but very funny and clever child. You gotta love it, him. Tell us Dank's most embarrassing secrets. Like, guys, I've known him uh, for probably less time than some of you. So you tell me Dank's most embarrassing secrets. Ian, I think you should at this point like put the idea of Dwarf Fortress like on a shelf, so to speak, but definitely wait for the Steam version. Like I don't know if you guys have been following the development, but um, like the entire uh, tiles system is being revamped. Uh, yeah, please, Dank, tell us Dank's most Dank secrets. um, so the entire engine now is being revamped to allow for stuff like connected textures. So, uh, like the not only it's gonna have proper graphics, but they are gonna be much more detailed. Uh, like for example, instead of if you look at this here, it's just like squares, right? So it's a gray square that it's supposed to be like gravel, and then a green square that is like grass. It's gonna not gonna be like that. Like everything is gonna have really, interesting natural edges and stuff. Um, and then there's gonna be animated tiles. So like the water tiles are gonna have the little waves, and stuff like that. And then there's just like that's gonna be the system, and there's gonna be no limit to what then the artists will want to do with that. Like they could make like grass that moves in the wind and stuff like that. So it's gonna be much cooler than this,
Yo.
and most importantly, it's gonna have full mouse support in the UI, and that's gonna be glorious.
All right. I'm back. I'm ready.
There you are.
I'm here.
We were just discussing your dankest secrets. Well, we were
My dankest secrets.
trying to predict your darkest, dankest, dank secrets.
We'll find out now. So, let's go. What have we got to do?
Right, now we stare at it for another. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I
so
just pressed D. I
first thing,
maybe shouldn't have
quick
pressed D.
cycle with the tab. There's various way to arrange that info part on the right,
Okay.
because really the map thing you don't need. There's no need for that.
Oh, I pressed escape and it went away. Okay, here we go. That's back.
And you can just have maybe the menu thingy if you want.
And if I use the arrow keys, I can move around. Okay. So just like
Arrow
that.
keys you can move, and also whenever you have a pointer cursor around. Actually, let me tell you this right ahead. Press K for the look command. That makes you look at a tile. So you can get information of what's
Yeah,
on the
now I've got an
ground, if there's
X.
something
Yeah.
in there, if there's rocks or a trunk or something like that. So you move that with the arrows. You can also shift arrow to move a like 10
Yep.
tile.
Nice.
Of course, ask to exit the look command. If you want to look at
Oh shit.
entities,
Wait, hold on. YouTube apparently saying it's Project Zomboid. I never changed the actual name of the game on the stream. Sorry to interrupt you,
no,
but let me just
I
change
see,
that.
Dwarf Fortress Lesson 1 with ListlessOnion.
Yeah, but I think you know where you put what game it is.
Oh, right. Ah, nice.
So it doesn't let me change that on this screen. Okay, so I actually have to go into the main
Welcome
studio
to the pre-alpha version of Project Zomboid,
Yeah. Okay,
which
hold
was
on.
about dwarfs, by the way, in the very first draft.
Let me see if I can change this here.
But had procedurally generated zombies
There
and
it is.
skeletons.
Thanks for the heads up there, Say Wings. Dwarf Fortress, save. Okay. Now if you refresh.
For some reason they decided to strip it and like simplify it
Yeah.
greatly and add cards for some reason. But yeah, this is the very first version.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Oh, my mouse is moving around the screen as well. Can I click somewhere to look at that tile?
You have partial mouse support, yes. So if you use look and then click on something, you make the cursor jump there.
Nice. So
Fortunately, that
wagon,
doesn't
yeah.
work for every command.
No, okay. And then
if you instead want to look
cat
at
is so it's stray, but it is still our cat. Is it?
Yeah, that's there you have dogs and cats. I wouldn't know exactly where you are pointing because I come like 12 seconds later.
Yeah, true.
But like with look, you only look at the tile and you maybe see that there is an entity there, but you can look at the entity. At the entity you look with V, so you're gonna do ask and then V.
Okay, so escape V, and now that's a yak bull. Okay,
right. And of course, like an animal only has so many options, but if you look at the dwarves, there you can access a lot more stuff. But you can also
look, they've got loads of skills, these ones.
Yep. And you can look at the inventory and see what they're wearing, what they're holding in their hands.
Oh, yep, I for inventory. Yep, okay.
If you want, this could also be a moment to start the dwarf therapist utility.
Right, okay.
So
I haven't. I just pressed Z and it gave me this screen. We're looking at this fish cleaner.
Right. Yeah. There's like you can go and see their relationships, their thoughts and preferences. So you remember when we looked in depth at the character, at the you know, everything they were thinking, everything they were liking and disliking. You can go back there, but now there's even more information because you're gonna see their most recent thoughts. So
Yeah.
you see things like, oh, this guy was happy recently because he saw a finely crafted table or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And you can see what deities they like, their acquaintances, their friends, their lovers.
Mad.
Then at some point, you might
Okay,
want
let's get out of here.
to know how do you make a fortress.
Yes. So let's like, should we do some building or something? So I go back.
Okay, so
Then
right
if I
now we
press
have
B.
no basic materials, right?
Right. So we need to do some chopping first.
Exactly. Now, right before doing that, locate the lower than and greater than key on
Is
the
that a
keyboard.
Minecraft sapling? One of our tiles, it looks very much like an oak Minecraft sapling.
That is a sapling. Yeah.
Right there. Sorry, I'm probably really, really annoying to teach. Just keep getting distracted by like.
No,
shiny
don't
things.
worry. Don't
Okay,
worry.
so what were we saying? So we need to like get them to chop some wood, basically, right?
Yeah. Now look at. I want to first show you how you are looking just at the ground level, but you have full z coordinate up and down. All right. So those brown circles, those are the tree trunks. Okay.
Sure.
But the trees actually extend upwards. So if you find like the lower than or greater than key, and if you press that either unmodified or with shift, you're gonna go up and down on the vertical.
Ah, yes.
If you're
That's
seeing
going
everything
up.
black, it's because you're like below ground.
That's the top of the trees then, and then going down through the trees, you start to see the wood. Come back
And
to
then
the
at some
ground,
point you just see sky.
and then underground this. Wow. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Now we want to chop trees. Chopping trees and digging and stuff like that, those are designation. So you do not command the dwarves one by one. They have their own mind, but you say, I want these trees chopped. So you can do D to designate and T to chop trees, which is going to be also the default designation when you are above ground. When you are below ground, the default is for mining. And you can do that also with the mouse. Like you can click on the single tree trunks if you want. And usually right next to water, it's going to be willow, just so you know.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're all the same color.
We'll just get those trees for now.
Only like birch has white trunks. That's
Right.
recognizable.
Okay. So now that I've selected those, is that
If you
all
want
I
to
actually
see
need to
dwarf
do?
chopping, you need to ask and then press space to unpause.
Okay, so we go back to the main menu there and then press space. And now those trees are going to get chopped down. Starting with that one. There's a load of wood.
Yep. And you can do like things like this, like setting up like one thing and then waiting for them to complete. Or as you see, like only one of your dwarves is actually doing something. So while paused, you could like setting orders for a bunch of different things and then let them go.
Well, we've got like 3 trees chopped down now, so presumably these guys can start doing something with that wood now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do we make a stockpile or something? Is that the next thing to do, to put all the wood somewhere?
I am your living wiki. You tell me what you would want your dwarves to be doing now.
Okay, so I think like, yeah, let's make a little like area to stockpile the wood, because I've seen that in a tutorial. I know you can do that, and like we might as well have like somewhere where all the wood is, right?
Yeah, press P for stockpile.
And
when you do that you have a bunch of pre-selections of stockpile settings, but then you can
W for
also
wood.
go in and customize further. For wood, it's pretty simple. You just select the wood one that is W, yeah, and then with the cursor you do a rectangle. I don't know if your mouse support will work in this. You're probably gonna do enter, enter, maybe.
Seems to have worked.
Okay, cool.
Do you think that's
I'm
a good enough
actually
area?
used to the olden days, so I never. Actually, you probably don't want to do that. I saw you create 3 different stockpiles. Unfortunately, there is no stockpile merging. That I know that is very annoying, but you just created 3, 4 now.
Separate ones. Okay.
If you want like for wood, it's not important. Like it's all just wood. But later on you can do very complex mechanism where a workshop only takes from one stockpile but then deliver to another, and that's the input for another workshop. So you want to keep track of the different stockpiles. But for now it's totally okay.
Okay. Sure. So there's a mess of wood stockpiles there. Let's dig a hole.
Sure. So that is also that designations. So again D,
Yep.
and so there's various ways to dig a hole because this is dwarves, right? Just like the people that live like in snow, they have a bunch of different terms for snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a bunch of different ways to dig. So you could channel down with H, and that would just create a hole that goes down. And by default, when you create a hole, there's also a ramp that goes down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you want, you can later remove the ramp and have just a vertical drop. Or you could start digging downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
which could actually make sense, maybe.
Yeah, I
But you
feel
could
like
just have
I'd
a
rather have
ramp that
stairs.
goes like straight, like diagonally underground.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Like we dig like a downward slope of stairs or something.
Okay, so you would do stairs to go like vertically. Like if you want, like, imagine a stairs shaft that goes down. And while if you do ramp, you will have to either go like down one and then left one and then down one and left one and so forth, you know?
Yeah. Can't we just go down in a ramp like in one direction
Sure.
and then just build it at the end of like a little staircase going down?
So you can do this, like try and do this. So you are in designation.
I
Press
can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel as well.
press
That's nice.
H for channel, and somewhere yeah, you can zoom. It gets a little bit blurry, but
Yeah.
you can do that. And then somewhere, try channeling. Maybe make a 3x3 hole.
Okay, wait, sorry. So it was in designations, was it? And then channeling.
DH, yeah, D for designation, H for channeling.
Yeah.
And when you see it, like, you can probably like visualize
Okay,
it.
and then I'm gonna pick some spot like just here and just do a 3x3, you reckon?
Yeah, and then from there you move down one with your camera,
I fucked
and
it.
from there you decide what you want to do.
Can I get rid of that one? Okay.
If you made a designation that you don't want, you press X and then erase it, basically.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. And then press X again at the end, I guess, to toggle it off again.
Like X is like a negative designation. So if you want to go back to channeling, you press H again.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. Okay, I can see how that's moving around up there. I understand.
And then you can just unleash if you want.
Sorry, what?
I mean, you can just like let your dwarves do.
Oh, I see. I just press like let it go. So they'll dig this hole.
You have to go back always to the main menu to unpause. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
So as you can see, they're now removing tiles, and you see those upwards triangles. Now the upwards triangles are the ramps that would go from this layer to the layer below. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So they
Okay.
represent like a change in elevation, the arrows.
Sorry, say that again?
The arrows like represent like a change in elevation, basically.
Yes, like a gradual change in elevation. It's pretty abstracted where a ramp goes in every direction, basically. Like there is no
Top and
directionality.
bottom, yeah.
So that is neither a north-south downward slope nor the contrary. That's just
Right.
sloping, and that's
Yeah.
it. Now, if
Safe.
you
See you
like
later, Squitch.
move the visual,
Peace out. Right, move it, yeah. Alright, hold on. So now, are you saying? So if I go down, okay, yeah, look.
I think I gotta refresh this stream a second.
Okay.
I hope I'm a little bit more synchronized now. So now you have your little alcove there, right?
I think I know what I can do. I come down and then designate the channel thing here. Like that. Is this right?
Exactly. Yes. You could just reiterate that, always moving slightly downward or southward, maybe.
This is so sick. Okay. So now I go. Can I just line all these up? I'm just going to experiment with this. I think. Oh wait, it's really hard to keep track though.
Yeah, like the interface is like definitely the worst aspect of this.
And are they all one like block high in terms of me moving the elevation around?
So channeling is a little bit weird because usually you channel where standing on empty space. However, the dwarf can channel right on top of a wall. So what they would do is first remove the wall and then channel downwards, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it can count as 2 layers of digging in some cases.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this is what I've got set up. I think
Let's try it.
I think it should be a little staircase down. And so by that point, we should be deep enough that we've got just earth above us because we've moved the 3x3 all the way out. It's actually 1 block clear of the original hole by the time it finishes. Okay.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So we go back to the main menu and press spacebar, and off they go. Except no one's doing the digging. Everyone's moving wood. That's fine. Just move wood then. Wait, how do we see exactly how much time is passing? Is this just 1 day or like how?
Time is very abstract in Dwarf Fortress mode. You can see the date in the top right corner.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the 19 of the first month of the year 140.
I'm totally lost somehow. I'm in like the wrong place. What happened?
If you also have how are they called, like hotkeys to jump to different locations. So normally, like your embark spot is tied to F1. So if you hit F1, you're gonna jump back to the
right.
and then you can
Yeah.
set your own if you want.
Okay. I think I just accidentally pressed the cursor key while pressing shift, and then it like all went one way. Is there so there's a dwarf down there mining, but he's being really slow. Did I pause? Oh, I've paused to have a look around. Okay, fine. I'll unpause it again. Oh, what happened there? Why did it like pull me underground? It wanted me to see this guy, but maybe it's because I've been
No,
playing with the
it's
mouse wheel.
pulling you because actually, if you look at the very bottom of the screen, see
Yeah.
there is this digging designation cancelled, damp stone located. Like
Right.
the game is alerting you that in dwarven terms, something important is requiring your attention. Like
Yeah,
we
sure.
are digging, but the stone is damp.
Yeah.
So attention, like there is the infamous aquifer in here, right? So we need to do something with this. Otherwise, like water will just continue to trickle out of this.
Right.
And if you're not careful, you can flood an entire portion of your fortress. Like
Yeah.
this is a light aquifer, so we have plenty of time to build. And it's as simple as building an artificial wall against the natural wall, and that will totally stop the flow.
Okay.
But if you like, and if you see that there's that blue one,
Yeah.
each tile can hold up to 7 levels of water. So that's 1/7 of a tile, which is water now.
Right.
If this was a heavy aquifer, you would have a 7
Yeah.
directly there,
Okay.
which would then splash away.
Yeah.
So maybe what you want to do at this level is make the tunnel a little bit wider, because then you can build walls.
Is this the lowest level that I'd designated? Yeah, it is. So they've actually reached the bottom of what I'd asked to be dug.
Yeah, it's pretty quick once you let them go.
Or maybe not actually. Is it like, why is there like a... Anyway, okay.
So when on that level there is no designation. No, so that's what we're missing. When they find dumbstone, they automatically cancel that designation. Okay, because they simply
Right.
don't continue. Like the stone might be damp because on the other side of the tile that might be an underground lake.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is not the case because underground lakes you find much deeper, but they're just saying, okay, this is damp. Maybe if I breach this, we're all gonna die. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm just going to do that.
So I actually suggest not doing a lot of digging on this level, because for every new tile that they uncover, they are gonna pause, like scream at you saying, manager, there's damp stone. I don't know what to do.
All right. So should I get rid of those?
So maybe just get a more like regular shape if you want, but let's not go crazy there.
But you still think make it a bit bigger?
If you still want a 3x3, I would say yes. So you can totally just make that like a regular 3x3.
Just like that.
Yeah.
There's another damp one.
Of course, they every time they uncover a new damp
What's that
tile,
thing in the middle there as well?
they're gonna freak out, unfortunately.
White
so this now goes
cavern floor.
even
Of course,
one layer.
That tile there's flat. Okay. Because it's the bottom of our hole.
This goes one layer deeper, right?
Oh, it does go one layer deeper. Oh dear. Yeah, it's all like ended up being weird, irregular shapes, and like things that were allocated to be dug out haven't been dug out. Like, look here, it's all just like a mess. Anyway,
So
that's fine.
some of it wasn't dug out because they started going down before working on the same level,
Before they got over there, yeah.
and so now that place is not accessible.
So it's like, yeah, doing a 3x3, they're not actually able to reach the ceiling to dig a tunnel that big.
Exactly. Like especially when you wanna dig, like in 3 dimension, you definitely need to try and wrap your head around how are they gonna move, because the dwarves can pick like any job that is available.
Yeah,
They are very bad at thinking, am I walling myself in?
yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, because it's wet down there, should we just dig a different tunnel somewhere else? Is that the easier thing to do? Or, like, can we deal with that right now?
I think we can deal with this. So
I mean,
like
have I just gone
slowly
way too deep?
descend.
That's the other thing. Because I've just gotten away with going down, like, 2 levels. And then starting to dig out a room down here, and it would have still, like, had some ground above it. Like,
Okay, so
when I press shift and, greater than or less than, how much are you moving up and down?
1 layer.
And how tall is a dwarf? 1 layer tall, or half a layer, or
A dwarf can definitely go up a 1 layer ramp, but if there is no ramp, if it's just a sheer cliff, let's say that it won't of its own volition. Like if there's a cave crocodile, they're probably trying to climb, but otherwise they will not. I know it's
wow,
a little bit iffy. Like they can climb, but they don't like it.
they
So
usually
unless
won't.
they have a really good reason to do it,
Yeah,
they will not climb a sheer rock face, if that makes sense. But yeah, like to respond to your question, like you can totally have the entire fortress in 1 layer and they'll be absolutely happy with it. You do not need to give them multiple vertical layers of air. They do not require that.
yeah.
If you do that, it's just for your own satisfaction.
Just knowing that you've
Which is basically
carved
the
it out.
entire reason for you to play this, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like we just dug too deep there. Maybe I should try. Like might just abandon
No,
that.
we can definitely beat this aquifer at its own game. Um, so like, but I would say that doing like the vertical staircase is a little bit easier, because as soon as you find the damp stone, you just dig a little bit like the 3x3 around the staircase, and you construct like wooden walls, and you're set.
Right.
But we could also do that here. Like if you go back to the layer that has the damp stone, and then you go to designation and you do dig. So dig is the way to dig on the same level. So it's just means dig a tunnel or enlarge this place on the same level, right?
Okay.
And
So
to see where the damp stone is, you have to go into designation. So do D.
yeah, and then what, D again for mine?
Exactly. And try and see, like, hopefully you only have one damp level.
I've got 2 pieces. Oh, I can see that which levels are damp.
Exactly. So when you see the flashing walls,
Yeah.
it means that water is coming out of those walls.
Yeah. So it's the bottom 2 levels. So should we just fill up the bottom 2 levels then, and just like make our ground floor here, the one above it?
We could, but that's probably not even stone. That's probably clay. That yellow stuff.
Right.
you are never gonna have an aquifer in soil, but you're gonna have an aquifer in. Actually,
Stone.
I don't know that. You could maybe have an aquifer in soil, but we definitely need stone at some point.
Yeah.
So don't worry. I'll walk you around this. So go to the white layer,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go D, and then D again for mine, and
Yep.
just mine out. Not all the walls. You don't want to mine where your ramps are sitting on to go back up.
Yes.
So dig all the rest all around.
All of the other walls.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, like the south ones, the dwarves are not gonna be able to reach because there's a hole there. I'm thinking.
I think I might get rid of those two. So like that.
Okay, that looks good.
Okay, and then
Let them go.
resume. Someone gonna come down here and do something.
Okay. No, I was still looking at the paused thing, but because I'm a little bit delayed.
They were just running around upstairs moving wood.
Probably, yeah. They have a lot of wood.
Well, it's good. Like, you got to dominate. This is the DankNStein way. Like, okay, don't progress quickly. Just, like, get one thing done to the fucking ridiculous extreme. Blades of Grass is here. Safe. Welcome. Oh, look, some digging's happened down here. It's looking like chaos. Let's pause.
Okay.
Playing
So-
journey map, yeah. That's pretty jokes.
So
Okay,
as
so
you see,
what's the
like there
verdict?
is still ramps against the one wall that goes up, right?
Yep.
But there's no more ramps anywhere else because you dug the entire wall out, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay. So now we can start actually building. Instead of digging, we can building. So you can do B.
Okay.
Then capital C for walls and stuff.
Yep.
And then I think it's W for wall.
W for a wall. Yep, I can see that.
And then the madness has not stopped because at this point, it's not that you draw a rectangle, but you have this weird shape that you first have to manipulate and then place. Don't ask me why, but it works like this. So you see there, it says U and M change the height, K and H change the width.
Yes.
And then you move it around it, and when you are happy, you place it. So you want to build like either a vertical or a horizontal row
And then
of
what
wall.
do I use the arrow keys to move it around?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, that would be like massive block.
What am I? Wait, sorry. So what am I doing? Building a wall.
So you see all those red X's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this would be solid wood all the way through. Okay, now this is a wall. When you make it like thin, that's a wall.
So where are we putting it?
You're gonna put, a wall against, the bottom part, one against the left, one against the right. Because the things that are generating water, like it's not the ground, are the walls. The exposed walls are generating water.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
But if you put an artificial wall, they have nowhere to generate water. You're plugging sand holes with
So we
wooden
go
walls.
like that.
But because
And then do I have to place it? I press enter to place them there.
exactly, yeah,
And then can I do it again?
absolutely.
Okay. So
No, but you have to create another wall shape. But yeah.
yeah. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Then you need to select the materials, of course.
I choose which log I'm going to make it out of now.
Exactly. Now in this, you can like press enter for every
This
single
time it's
item,
not
or
the
do
arrow
shift
keys, it's
enter
the... Okay,
for
okay.
all? Set all.
Shift and enter means just use any of them, it doesn't matter.
Shift enter means, like, if I'm selecting Willow, like, use Willow for all the logs needed for this entire wall. Otherwise, it's, as you see up there, it says 4 needed. You would have to press enter 4 times.
Yeah, with you. Okay. Shift enter then on whatever that is, Ash. It's fine. And then those icons seem to have changed a bit. I'll press W again, and then I guess. Wait, hold on. But don't we want to make it a bit bigger rather than just walling the whole thing in straight away? Do we want to leave one side open?
Because the thing is, so this layer we don't want to have anything to do with, right?
Right.
Because
So
every time we dig, every time we go around, more water is gonna leak out, right? But we're gonna go deeper. I mean, right? I mean, dwarves. What do we do if we don't go deeper? We might as well just go back home.
Okay.
Right? So we need to staunch the flow in here.
And then
I'm
keep
sorry.
digging.
I'm seeing you laugh right now on my screen, so now I have to laugh because anyway, we just need to staunch the flow on this level.
Yeah.
Enough so that we get deeper.
So that we can keep digging a staircase further down.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Right. So I'll put that one there, and we're running out of ash already.
That's good. Again. There's an entire forest up there.
Time.
As the quote goes, as the saying goes, axes are made exactly for that reason.
Exactly. And then we've still got loads more other wood types. I guess it doesn't all need to be ash. Yes, Gene. Safe.
Like, Gene really, like, understands the situation. Like, he knows this is a great time for joining the stream.
On it. Enter to place that one, and then shift enter to pick the materials. But so it's changed the icons, some of them to
so now all of those tiles are designations for building walls.
For walls, but there's certain other qualities about the tiles that takes priority on these occasions, like because
there's a little bit of water there.
Water there.
Now, up to 2 levels of water, the dwarves won't complain. 3 water for the dwarves is up to their chest, and they cannot work anymore.
Right. Okay.
So this is still good, but any more water than this, it's gonna be dicey.
Okay. So let's unpause, I guess, and let them build these walls.
Yep.
Oh, here they come. That's right. Oh, they've built it so that they can't get to the corner to build the last wall.
Oh, right. That's not nice. But we could disassemble the piece. To disassemble the construction, it's a designation. You do D and then N, and then you click on the one tile that you want to remove.
For the sake of learning,
by the by, this is all very dwarfy stuff. Right? We are not doing mistakes. We're just behaving like dwarves.
This comes as standard. I understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so should we designate that one?
Sure.
I'm just getting used to doing it with just my keyboard. So
you know probably what this is. Is that the one tile that is right next to it is it's a downward slope. Like, they cannot stand on the downward slope to build that wall.
So that this won't help getting rid of that. No, because then they can come up and stand on the flat bit there, surely.
Sure, yeah, that actually worked. Yeah.
I think. But
But
is that
they
flashing?
they
I'm
could
trying to
have
get
built
into just
that
using the
if there
keyboard,
was
right?
floor to
So-
access it, if that makes sense.
Sorry, say that again.
Like if there was like the floor, like that diagonally, they could have probably built that.
Mm.
It was more difficult because of the added pit there.
Sure. Okay. So just trying to get used to using the keyboard here instead of like clicking stuff. Like I've set the remove construction with N, and then I came over here and I pressed enter on it. Is that the right
And then
way
you
to
enter
assign it?
again because it's you're doing a rectangular selection.
Right. And now,
So
yes, now that designation looks proper because it was flashing weird before, but now it's like flashing in a way that feels like it's going to be removed.
it's flashing in a very dwarfy way now, yeah, I would say. And then you unpause and somebody will
There
run
he
off.
comes. It looks like he can't get to it. He's just standing there.
Removing actually takes more time than building.
Yeah, it took a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's done. So now I'm going to press D for designations, and then I'm going to press no, not designations. I'm going to go.
So
escape
actually,
to go
no, this
back.
is even a little bit trickier. Sorry, like I know I keep interrupting you, but it's just that this game is very unfriendly, I guess. So the existing wall designation is still there. So you see the gray with the capital O in there, right? That is still an existing designation. Now we need to understand if that's still active. To do that, we need to press Q, which is the key that you press to access building information. An unfinished designation is a building in some way. So if you do Q and get near that, you're going to see the details about the... So see, construction suspended because they couldn't get there.
Yeah.
But you can press, is it S, I think, to unsuspend?
Well, yeah, it says S is suspend construction, so I'll press that. Right, inactive now.
Okay, so I'm pausing now, and somebody will probably rush over and complete this.
And then I can pause it, and then how do I build a new bit of wall?
Let them... Okay, build that first. Okay, sorry. It just happened really quickly. And then, again, B for building, capital C for constructing, I guess, things, and
C.
W for wall. Okay, cool.
Is anyone going to come and build it?
When they feel like it, probably.
Come on, guy. They're all just coaching.
Oh, right. You guys have music, right?
What are they doing? They're all having a jam.
Okay, to see what they are doing, you can press U to get the units list, and you can see at the current jobs for everybody.
No jobs for anyone.
It must mean that it's inaccessible, maybe.
Does that mean I didn't put the wall in properly?
I mean, it's strange because they were able to build that one before. Maybe press Q again there to see if it got suspended for some reason. Maybe there's already too much water there. We waited too long. No, construction inactive. They just didn't notice yet, I'm guessing. Or maybe they don't like to build from diagonal, but I don't think so. While this happens, we need to think what to do with the north wall, though. Because also, on that level, on the white sand level, the northern wall is also spilling water. But that's where our ramp
Oh yeah,
is.
look, it's just pouring. It's getting higher and higher. It's just going to come up and out into the world, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's relatively slow, but it's still an aquifer. So it's still like pouring water. So eventually, all of that is going to become a pond, unless we manage to uh, stop it and then quickly dig, and eventually, like one tile, one level water, eventually does evaporate. If it's at least two, it doesn't evaporate.
Okay. So eventually, all this water will go away, or will it keep rising?
So right now, you see all the white walls that have a wooden wall next to them,
Yeah.
right? Those are not generating water. But the ones that have a empty tile
Yeah.
aside, they are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes the wall that has the ramps, right?
Yeah. So we're stuffed. Basically, we should just like abandon this hole
Sure.
because it's
Let's
like
let's let's start
we've
over
lost that layer
somewhere else
too now as well. So we'd need
with
to
a
wall in
more
that layer,
cogent plan.
and then
Yeah.
we'd need to wall in that layer.
I
So,
mean, this yellow layer doesn't have aquifer, but the layer below does.
but it's like this layer is like still wet. Oh no, it's just because it's dug down. Yeah. Okay. Wait.
So one way that we could do this, like with a plan, like from the start, could be having a a 3 tile wide vertical staircase. So you can just build staircases one next to the other. Okay, so like a multi-tile staircase that goes right down. Okay, at the same time though, in those layers that you know are gonna spill water, you immediately dig like 2 tiles in both di- directions. So in those places, like the staircase has a 2 tiles gap before reaching the 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 natural wall. And as soon as they're done, we make artificial walls against the natural walls. And that
Mm-hmm.
way we stop the water. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you want to try that?
Yeah. Let's try that.
Or we could just build above ground and pretend we're elves. I mean,
No.
we can.
It cannot be. So we do designations, and then we do channel.
So if we want to make the
We should do
staircases,
dig.
actually, I have a great thing. Like, can I pass you an image through Discord, because I have a nice infographic
Yeah, go
for
on, do
you,
it.
and a nice blueprint.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, let me.
Do I ever plan on doing a TFC Reloaded 1.12 Let's Play series? I think, like, yes. Probably, like, inevitably. You know, the normal TFC Reloaded series, the 1.7 one, is fast approaching the end. We're going to finish at 100 episodes, and we're on, like, nearly 70 now. So, yeah, probably.
Okay,
Probably we do it then. Let's have a look at this now.
Send you this image.
All right. Let me look at this. Here we go.
Right. So those are all the different designations that you that you can do. So we've seen channel, right? And if you see, like, on the left side, like, channel creates a space that goes below ground and leaves a ramp, right?
Yeah.
You could also build stairs. However, you must understand that the world has layers and floors. Okay, and the floor is just a just a thin layer. Like imagine that even in natural stone, there's a floor there that you need to breach before being able to go underground. So from above, you dig a downstairs with J, and then on the layer below, you dig an upstairs.
Okay.
Or there is the upgraded version of the upstairs that also include the downstairs on the same tile. So like the picture on the bottom
The
left.
up/downstairs.
Exactly. Those are the up downstairs that is the combination of the upstairs but also breaching the layer below.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can do another up downstairs below that and another up downstairs below that. So at the very top, you usually start with downstairs and then you do up downstairs all the way down until it's too deep, basically.
Great. And we can do those those up downstairs can go on the same block, just like one below each other, bang bang bang, down 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 down. Or do we have to do it like?
So the up down. So you could either do like first. So because the thing is like the upstairs, you need to dig in solid stone, or otherwise you would have to build artificially later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you could like on a solid stone layer, you can dig an up down, and that makes the stair, and then also breaches the floor to the layer below immediately, and you don't have to do it in separate steps. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So we would start with downstairs from above, and then you could just do like a vertical shape of full up downstairs all the way down.
Yeah.
Because by the way, your designations also extend on the vertical axis if you want. Like you can prepare like 3D designations in one go.
How do you do that?
So, for example, you start your designation for the upstairs, for the up downstairs, like on the first layer below ground, right?
Well, so we want a J first, right?
Yeah, downstairs first.
Okay,
and
so
like
let's
do this like a little bit, like go a little bit away from the previous hole, like that's the old hole.
But closer to this water is probably a bad thing as well, isn't it? Should I go over here?
Let's not go too much near the pond.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's good, I would say. And I would say let's do at least like a 2x2 staircase, or even 3x3 staircase, like okay. Very, very spacious, wide.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. So so what I need to do is press enter once.
Yeah.
And
then you
go to the other corner of the shape and press enter again.
Yep.
Done. Stairs. I can see them there.
Now on the layer below that, you want to do the up downstairs, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so.
And instead of doing just one layer, before hitting enter, you can use the keys to go down more layer, like deeper and deeper, and then you press, and you've done a 3D designation.
Oh, so it just automatically goes, oh, look, it's stairs, and you want stairs all the way down there, so I'll build them from above down to meet it.
Exactly.
And that's like a special case just for stairs?
No, you can do for every designation, you can do a 3D designation, but for example, for trees, it doesn't really make sense because you only want to chop like the bottom part of the trunk.
Yeah,
right?
But if I just like went down hundreds of layers and just did like a dig and just like did a little 2x2 dig designation, they would just dig their way down to that just to dig.
The problem is, so you could do that with channel, because channel breaches the layer below, right? So they continue to go down.
So okay, so if I did a channel designation really deep, they would channel their way to it.
They would trap themselves in a vertical well, basically. Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Okay. Hold on. So what am I doing?
So
there's so many like tangential questions that I come up with where I'm like takes me off on a
yeah,
whole another
like, do you remember that picture that I sent you that represents the learning curve?
yeah.
Yeah, this is the part where the learning curve it's not even going up. It's going backwards. You're trying to climb the ceiling part now. You know what I mean? Um, so
Yeah. It
on
is.
the on while you are on the ground level, position yourself on a corner because that's easier when you go down to keep the reference, right?
Yeah.
Then you go below and you start doing the up down stairs and you do your little square. And before
so
hitting enter, you can go below there
yeah.
for as many layers as you want.
And do I want them directly to line up? Yeah.
Yeah, directly below that.
Let's go way deeper than the last experiment went.
Like go very deep, like as deep as a dwarf would go, which is very deep.
Okay, I don't think I went that deep. I went deeper than our last experiment by like 2 or 3 layers.
Which is a step forward.
Yeah, that's
for
something.
all of dwarven kind.
Okay, so
okay, the X's are the up down stairs, so that's good. Now let's unpause and let's watch the mayhem. Like you are still gonna get a lot of alerts and dwarves freaking out that there's damp stone, so be prepared to unpause like multiple times.
Okay, we've got a little something going on down there.
So if you want, you can even follow one specific dwarf. So for example, if you see one dwarf like going for it and digging. Wait, can you go down one layer? It should be X. Like the representation of the dig should be X.
Seems like they've stopped digging.
Oh, no, wait. So you went all the way down and you only designated that layer down below. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what you should have done is make a corner like on the deepest bottom right and then the other corner on the topmost top left. Whereas you only designated on the deepest level.
Okay.
So they know that you want that.
They
They just don't know how to.
designation now. I understand. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I had got the wrong end of the stick there. So
no, okay, sorry. Like that was totally on me trying to make you do too many things at once.
No, it's fine. I should have got that. I probably was just like daydreaming about like the possibility of like digging in a straight line in another direction, or like you know what I mean. It's like that learning curve thing you said, like that's just going on in my mind. Like the stuff I'm not even vocalizing is just happening. Just like I'm so distracted, just thinking about everything.
Yeah, like Dwarf Fortress is also called like sidetracking the game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I need to make more designations. So I'm gonna go D, and then it was the up down stair, which is I, and then we want to be the level above the ones that we've already made, because we've already made those ones now. But let's move our cursor to the corner first, and then we'll go up one. Wait, is that up one? That might be going down one. Okay, that is going up one. So left is up and right is down. Okay. And then there's the bottom. So up one. Designate there. And then up to here. And to the other corner. Bang. Yeah. Okay, that's good. It's working. And now escape to go back to the main thing and space to resume. And now they'll dig it. And now we can watch them dig it. Oh, yeah.
And if you want, you can do V to look at the dwarf and then F to follow him.
Something happened. Damp stone located.
Yeah, of course. Like just unpause every time.
Just keep letting them do it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It keeps moving my camera away to like some next place.
Yeah, that's very annoying.
Okay, it's paused me again. Just gonna go and have a look now. Just see what's going on here. There's a brayer there. I'm not seeing any water in any of these staircases that we're building.
Not yet, you mean?
Oh, is it about to get all flooded in the staircases as well?
No, actually, they didn't reach the white layer. They refused to dig stairs in the white layer, so that's why you're not seeing. So they canceled your designation. Your designation goes way deeper than the white layer.
Oh yeah, they cancelled it. So wait,
Yeah,
how do I know? These ones have been dug because you can see that the stone is wrapped around the X, which means that the X is the stairs in the middle rather than
exactly.
the layers below the stone. The X is on the stone, which means it's stone now, but it's gonna be stairs. Okay. And then this one is like it's only stone. There's no digging happened there, and so they just refused.
Yeah, but you can force them now
So we tell
because
them again.
now you can say, okay, I understand it's damp. Do it anyway.
So we do what? We press designation again, or do we do it a different way?
Yeah, with the same exact thing. However, you may want to actually remove the designation also for the layer below because we already know that that also is damp. So unless you want to like having them pause every time for also the layer below, like probably like a nice idea would be like it would be clever to remove the designation of the layer below the white layer. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, and then just do that one separately again next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But I mean, if they stop anyway, they're gonna remove it, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're gonna pause and move the camera, you know.
Moving the camera is annoying. Um, what am I doing? So I want to go like this, like that.
And by the way, just to point out, this is the easy scenario.
In what
Like,
regard? Like what makes it the easy mode? What did we do that made it easier?
no, actually, that was like a sarcastic comment, but there are more complicated scenarios compared to this one.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But like the one viewer that suggested actually to go in a place with no aquifer at all was actually probably right.
Yeah. It's such a mission. Who was that? That was Scritch, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
let's see
Like,
what's going
I
on.
mean, it wouldn't be super hard to work around it if you knew all the tricks. You know what I mean?
Seems
So
like they're
this is
digging it
us
anyway.
climbing the learning curve while the learning curve is spitting water on our face, trying to make us fall down.
Yeah, but I mean, it was touch and go whether we were even going to get a world to play in. What I might do is
Sure.
after this first lesson now, I'm going to have a play with this. And I might get myself another world going before the next lesson. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I could probably like have a bit of like
Get some experience, get
some
some
experience. Exactly.
practice.
Exactly. And like just piss around a bit. But at least kind of get one where, let's be honest, one that's got all of the like nice customization that effort that we put in at the beginning of the stream, along with, you know, a world that actually does open.
I have a suggestion that can make your life easier for that. So because when you like care for it and you do all that customization at the beginning, then it sucks if you do a bad mistake at the very like during the first season of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
So a good idea would be to actually back up your save files
Yeah.
right after you get on site, because like I have my dwarves with all their names and their skills and my cats and my horse and stuff, right? um I save it, I make a very nice backup somewhere, then I play with it, and if a were dingo it's my face, I can still take the backup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes a lot of
um
sense.
Do you want a suggestion for a nice tutorial series that I know is pretty comprehensive?
Definitely.
Das Tactics. It's a really, it's a little bit dated, but the game hasn't changed that much.
Sure. Okay, great. I'll have a look.
And he covers, I mean, at least all the basics.
Okay, sick. Well, thanks
Whereas
so much, man. I think
covered,
this is a
most of the
good
pain.
sort of place to call it. We've dug 2 holes and gathered a lot of wood. But yeah, I think I'm sort of spent for tonight, and we'll, like I say, I'm looking forward to just like having more time to fiddle, because I think it's kind of like I'm at the stage now where I understand the interface, so I just need to play with the actual things. And it's like I could just sit here and just go into a world for like hours, just like it's not probably something to stream just like while I'm experimenting and learning. Do you know what I mean? There's definitely a couple of hours I could spend just trying all of the different designations out and just like pissing around and stuff, you know. So that's what this world will be, and then when I feel ready, bang. But also, it is doing weird things to OBS, you know. My webcam seems to be glitching. I don't know if anyone can notice that. I'm going to watch this stream back and see if I can see any of that.
Now that you make me notice, like just now, yeah, it's glitching a little bit. But before this, I didn't notice it too much.
Yeah, I've noticed it a couple times. I don't know if it can be put down to Dwarf. I mean, well, when the game is paused, is it still like doing loads of crazy processes? Surely not when it's paused.
Shouldn't be. Not really.
So that's weird. I'm just so worried because of all the time I spent messing around preparing for Sunday today that I've like screwed something up.
Yeah, I would say definitely don't start Dwarf Fortress again before Sunday.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. That was a lot of fun today. I enjoyed it. Like, and it's definitely capturing my imagination in a way that like lots of games don't. Like Minecraft did this. When you first play Minecraft, you're like, I can see the rabbit hole, and like I don't understand what's down there, but like I can just see how deep it goes from here. And that's what I feel like with Dwarf Fortress right now. It's just like I have to understand all of this and wrap my head around it all. It's just like there to be discovered. So that's cool.
So
it's
like
exciting.
It's been super fun for me too. And let me say this, like being 100% honest, I had forgot how hard it is to learn this game from scratch, and I at some point there I started feeling a little bit guilty.
No, not at all.
like what am I done? What am I doing to this poor soul? You know what I mean? Because it's especially at the start, it's a big pain. So I think we showed off though our resilience and our
definitely
our strength, and also like let's commend the 6 viewers out there, right?
Yeah, big ups. You guys have stuck around for a long time. It was good though. It
Like,
seemed to get a good response, didn't it? As well, when we first started the stream, the viewers shot up very quickly, quicker than even like a TFC stream would.
yeah, yeah. Like if I wanted to give you like my impression on that, I think there is a big community looking for like looking around constantly for like good Dwarf Fortress content. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is, as you can probably imagine, it's super hard
Those,
because
yeah,
it's very fiddly, and so it's very hard to make an engaging um, stream and or video out of Dwarf Fortress.
yeah.
But absolutely, there's a
So
lot
when a
of
new person who's got a bit of, a couple of subscribers or whatever, puts something up, then there's like more people gonna show up.
yeah.
But now they're all like, oh, next time they'll be like, nah. um, it's interesting. It's interesting because you're right. How would you turn this into? I guess you have to really lean on the storytelling, don't you?
Like there's definitely different styles. Like while you were away, I took the liberty of giving a couple of recommendations. Um, for example, like I think at this point in time, you know how on YouTube like there's for that game, there's that guy. If you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. So for Dwarf Fortress right now, for the story aspect, you want to go see what Krug Smash is doing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I said about the
Yeah,
story stuff.
yeah.
Because I've seen a few of those.
Then there was uh, I really enjoyed the videos by Hadrian, uh, which at some point like stopped doing Dwarf Fortress and nowadays doesn't really post videos anymore. Um, then, for example, there's okay, streams. There's a bunch of them, but Quill18 posts then the VODs on YouTube fairly regularly,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very chill. So at this point, he knows the game very well, but he doesn't really do more than what we are doing right now.
Sure.
He just chats with the people there and just plays.
But just he's
Um,
just like knows the game well, so people who are into the game are going to be like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is worth listening to."
yeah, but
Whereas me asking you to
I
explain the
think
same
for
thing 3 times.
and like for him specifically, I think like the his community like is he's tailored on people that actually can extract the narrative out of the screen. You know, it's probably old people that
Sure.
either enjoy having a chat with him or can read the code. You know,
Yeah.
Matrix style.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's a few other that sits that sits somewhere in between. But you know, even not going the full Krug Smash way, which by the way is extremely uh, intensive for editing and stuff, and
Oh
he
god,
makes all
yeah,
the
yeah.
drawings. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a whole nother art form that's particularly something I've got no idea about is storytelling. Like I can do music or like, drawings.
But
Editing was a
I
push,
think
but
even
like don't get
just
me to actually do like storytelling. I'll be like, no. I'd be terrible
um,
at that.
so to me, like one thing that I would like be happy if I had the time, if I felt like I had the time to do properly,
Mm.
I wouldn't do like the storytelling myself, but I would use all the tools like the Legends viewer and like reading all the dwarves like thoughts and preferences and stuff, and actually look like do they have family, um, do they have relationships in the fortress, and just select and highlight the pieces of narratives that are already inside the game, but are
Yeah.
not apparent. Just because when you see the dwarves running around, you don't see them uh, kissing somebody. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Um, you have to go there and and read, and you have to tell to the camera what's happened, right? Like that. If I was able just to do that, that for me, for my personal taste, that would already be um,
With it.
and yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Um, but yeah, there's no limits. Of course, it's like a blank canvas
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I think like the thing yeah, it's this oh man, yeah, I can just see so many different like there's so many different ideas I want to test already where I'm just like, so what how would happen if I did this or did this or did this? And then I'm thinking like about making sound packs for it.
All right. Yeah.
That could be fun.
Absolutely. But even actually, what I wanted to then tell you, like privately at some point, like you should totally make music for Dwarf Fortress.
Mm. It could be a really cool thing because if you got all those different sound effects to make as well. I mean, probably a massive, massive project, and you'd probably, like you were saying earlier, you'd probably have to like just amalgamate a load of them together. I don't know. Anyway, that's a future project. That's a long in the future project. I
Yep.
need to get finished with all my actual music projects I've got at the moment. Not least Sunday, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I was actually getting all the live looping working earlier though, so it's sick. So I like basically my problem now is that I just can't get the tunes I'm making into OBS, but I'm making the tunes fucking sick. So it's like the V drums and the piano and the bass and the guitar, and it's all like I can set them all up with separate tracks and like create the loops and then trigger
So
them at different
it
times.
gets in the software, but then the output doesn't get picked up by OBS,
Yeah,
basically.
cause like there's a kind of audio sort of protocol or driver, or I don't know what it's technically called, that is better for your like audio production when it's like music specifically because it's really low latency. It's called like ASIO for all,
Uh-huh.
and OBS can't see the ASIO for all. And then someone wrote a plugin that lets OBS see it, but they were coming at it from the angle of they want to plug their guitar into OBS, whereas I'm coming at so that this plugin that's like it's so great it solves OBS talking to ASIO, and I was like great, it it will let me plug the guitar straight into OBS, but I don't want like an input. I don't want an ASIO input going into OBS. I want my ASIO output going into OBS because I want the music software's kicking out
Yeah.
to come through OBS, but
Okay,
instead the
I
music
see what
software
you're
is
saying.
kicking it out
Yeah,
of
that's
this
super
like
annoying. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like because it's using that whole protocol, it's like it's not the music software isn't actually talking to like the Windows sound. It's just like blasting it through some other driver and straight into the sound card. And so OBS is just like I literally have no idea what this is, but I can't do it through the music software in any other way because otherwise I wouldn't be able to plug guitars in and stuff. So it's like, yeah.
By the way, like I only like scratched the surface myself, and in a really clumsy way. But why is uh, audio in computers so convoluted? Like
Yeah.
it's super complicated.
It just is really complicated though, isn't it? I mean, like, because yeah, I guess it just is. It's like frame rates as well. Like video is really complicated when it comes to digitizing it as well, and like all the different like video codecs and stuff. There's like powerful tools like VLC and stuff make it easier, but it just
Right.
I guess it's just the amount of like data.
Like for me specifically, like the thing that makes it like seem even more complicated is that it still uses all the terminology are, around wires and connectors, like patching,
Yeah,
right? Whereas when you work with video, there's nothing of that.
yeah,
You can have streams and clips and filters, but nobody tells you that that's a virtual cable. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's true. But I guess it's like sound is more fundamental, isn't it, than working with video? Because it's like everything uses the sound, and it's like part of the user interface as well, and like the accessibility.
Yeah.
And so there was this chart I came across earlier online. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I didn't even begin to try to understand it. Um,
No, I
it
see
might
what you
might
mean.
be a myth.
Like video, even when it gets into the video card, it's still layers. Like it's still discrete layers that you can separate. Like the entire system is built on that. Whereas audio, probably not. Like once it gets into the sound card at some point, it's all mushed together.
I think, yeah, I don't think it is. Like, I think that's the thing. So, like, different programs get like control over the sound, and the Windows sound drivers are terrible. But what they're good at doing is like letting applications share it. So, whenever you get like good sound cards, like my external audio interface, like, and you want them to work with two applications at once, it's actually just insanely difficult.
Okay, so the exact reverse of what I said.
Yeah, it's like, it's because yeah, exactly. Basically, like specialized sound cards will just focus in on something. Anyway, I mean, we're getting really off topic of Dwarf Fortress, but I mean, I'm into it. I'm just into the geeking out, and I've spent all day getting my ass kicked by this shit. So
And then you finished it up, getting your ass kicked by the
my Dwarf
Dwarf
Fortress. So I've been a sucker for
interface.
punishment today. That's true. Um. Okay.
I'm
So
so sorry about that, man. Like I still feel personally responsible.
no, no, not at all. No, it's fun. Like I did enjoy it, believe it or not. I think it was this thread.
Cool.
Here it is. Look, I found it so quickly. I didn't think I would find it this quickly. Look at this. So this is like how this shit is like locked together between uh
Okay, now I see it.
applications, and then you have the audio driver right at the end before the audio adapter in the hardware, which then is the speakers or whatever. And so when you try and fuck around, like up here, and you've got the different APIs that they use. So Wasapi's quite good, I think. Whereas the Device API is like the Windows one, and that one's really bad. Nobody likes it, but it works. Like it lets you like have a sound effect from your emails while you're listening to Spotify, and fading a YouTube video in from whatever.
Right.
It's all that kind of shit. And then what the kind of mess it does is it lets people with like complicated sound cards like me kind of have this stuff being emulated in the background for all the
Okay.
normal functions. And then I don't know, beyond that I'm kind of confused, but it basically means that when you want your complicated sound card to talk to two things at once, all this emulation like falls down. And then you start getting things like when I'm running my music software, the
Also because it's
the
all
Windows sound
like
stops, and I'm like, I
downward
can't even play
arrows.
music anymore out of like Spotify or something. It's crazy. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But
I don't
if there's a
really have
man
a
that can do it,
justification for why it's that complicated either. Like you're kind of right. Like video should be more complicated than sound, at least, not less.
right. No, but maybe like you're right in saying that normally with video we don't do things that are as complicated as this one.
Yeah. I guess it's just
because you don't look at all the apps at the same time. And there's just the Windows system to deal with that, right?
yeah. And I think also because like then it comes down to things like bitrate and sample rate. So when you start converting like one sound source to another, it just starts to crackle, like immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
So
know why. Maybe it's
it
less
has to
standardized as well
mediate.
because more devices use it. Anyway, we're just spitballing here, but it's been really fun tonight, man. Thanks so much, like for doing it all, and let's definitely do it again.
I mean, you're super welcome, and I'm really happy to go through this pain with you whenever you want.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, good. Well, we'll do it again sometime. And yeah, safe. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're not subscribed, then do that because it's exciting for me to see the numbers rise. Just do it for that reason alone. And have a good evening. Safe.
Bye.
And check out ListlessOnion on YouTube. His link's in the description. Big ups.
Not before liking and subscribing to the DankNStein channel. I will literally not have you in my channel if you don't do that.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I was about to say the same thing, but then that would mean that either you'd go up by 700 or I'd go down. Wait, I'd roll those dice.
I mean, well, if they're here, they have a good reason to subscribe to this channel first. I mean,
There
right?
you go.
Especially those now 7 souls. They're still here listening to us talking about audio channels and drivers and stuff. I mean, if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing with your life, man?
I feel like it's sort of it's like delved into like podcasting territory. I've just literally gone full screen face.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, let's call it a night because it's even later for you than it is for me, and I'm cautious of that as well.
Yeah.
But also I'm knackered. This computer's been kicking my ass long enough now. So yeah, thanks people.
Cool.
Take care. I'll see you all soon. Safe, ListlessOnion.
Safe.
Safe.